Majority caucus. He's not happy there. Majority Online, Bono gas station fire incident destroys story building, 3 vehicles. 2 Ghanaian pilgrims die in Saudi. 1 woman delivers healthy baby. I thank God we have a hung parliament. Let's sustain this for a while. This is Speaker Bagbin. And I only requested for the first meeting with the Attorney General, Richard Jakpa, here speaking. And ECG Gridco announces 3-week load management. That's here as well. If you go to the BBC, South Africa's ANC edging closer to forming unity government, and G7 agrees $50 billion loan for Ukraine from Russia's assets. So let's dig into the details of the stories.
Just quickly, before we do that, I have a virtual copy of the front page of the Herald. We didn't get a physical copy, so let me just mention the headlines here. Desperate Attorney General calls fancies cheap and easy to buy. Richard Jakpa explodes in courtroom, drops name, says Dami wanted by-election after Atuforsin jailed. NDC outdoors 2024 campaign team next week. Gridco ECG announced 3-week doom. And there's a picture of the ECG MD here. And Ohiningto tells Jean Mensah to emulate Afarijan's objectivity for better election 2024.
Okay, so let's take off this morning. There are a number of human interest stories and social stories, if you like. So let me take you to the first one, which I believe is topical. Government releases 7.4 million Ghana cedis to clear 64 containers of medical supplies. I don't know why they always wait for there to be noise before some action happens. Now, the story by a Times reporter says that all 64 containers of medical supplies, devices and equipment that have been locked up at the Tema port since May last year, can you imagine, are expected to be cleared by the end of June 2024. Now, this follows the release of 7.4 million Ghana cedis from the Ministry of Finance to cover outstanding charges, according to a statement released by the Ministry of Health in Accra yesterday. Now, the release of the funds comes after health-focused civil society organizations mounted pressure on the government for the release of the medicines essential for the treatment of diseases in our country. Now, explaining the circumstance that led to the backlog, the statement recalled it received a total of 283 containers of various medical commodities from the Global Fund through the Tema port. It said the containers included 272 containers of mosquito nets, 2 containers of pharmaceuticals, including antiretroviral drugs, HIV rapid diagnostic tests, and others, 1 container of TB medication, and 8 containers of medical devices and equipment. Now, the statement said the Ministry of Health, with the assistance of the Ministry of Finance, secured auction sheets for the clearance of 219 containers, leaving the outstanding 64 containers as a result of third-party charges of some 7.4 million.
Okay. Well, another story that's quite worrying. A pregnant woman and 2 others, and this is on page 4 of the Republic Press. A pregnant woman and 2 others have still not been found after a boat capsized on the Uti River at Dambai in the Karachi East municipality. The incident was said to have happened on Tuesday in the evening while the boat was carrying 11 passengers from the Dambai market to Injari, a fishing community. Since the incident, personnel from NADMO and Navy operatives have been on site to rescue survivors. However, 8 persons were rescued, with the 3 yet to be found.
That's really tragic. I was listening to a voice clip that, in that whole area, only 1 ferry was using the corridor, and therefore when it broke down, there was no way they could cross but to use some dinghies to. I mean, this I don't know, man. We are failing our people, and it's sad. And yesterday there was a story from the Winneba area that some ambulance driver dumped some some sick person in a wheelchair. Yeah, that's right.
And she was later found dead.
I think we need to investigate that particular story. But if you go to page 2 of the Finder newspaper, there's the story about Dumso. Just to update you, just in case you don't know. The story says the Ghana Grid Company Limited, Gridco, and the Electricity Company of Ghana have announced a 3-week load management program due to a reduction in gas supply from Nigeria. As for this one, they announced it, but when they don't have money to buy other things, they won't say it. They just keep quiet and be giving us Dumso on the quiet. Now, this situation is causing interruptions in power supply supply across various parts of the country. Now, in a joint statement released yesterday, Gridco and ECG explained that the reduction in gas supply stems from maintenance work being undertaken by a gas supplier in Nigeria. Now, the West Africa Gas Pipeline Company, WAPCO, responsible for the gas supply, has informed the Ghanaian energy entities that the maintenance is expected to last for 3 weeks. So, expect 3 weeks of doing so.
Wow. Anyway, Murtala Mohammed is not happy that his colleague MPs on the majority side are following Azonto dancing Baumia on the campaign trail. He's the member of parliament for Tamale Central. He has lashed out at his colleagues over absenteeism in the House. He bemoaned that most members from the majority had abandoned the business of parliament for campaign tours with the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, NPP, Dr. Baumia, since the House resumed from recess. So Murtala is saying there's work to be done in parliament, but his colleagues are singing Nyamine Shiraye.
It's unfortunate that if what he's saying is the case, it's unfortunate because the point is that you have government business to do.
Yeah.
And you are the people who are in government. Of course, you expect the cooperation of the minorities.
Minorities there.
You should be in parliament to prosecute find a way of supporting the campaign
without
disrupting the work of parliament. Because yesterday, for instance, they went on and on and on and on about whether they had quorum to do business and blah blah blah, and eventually they had to adjourn the House. That's a waste of our taxi.
Completely.
If you go to the front page of the Daily Graphic, the Constitution Review Consultative Committee story is here, and it is saying that the president should pay tax on his salary and emoluments as an example to the rest of the citizenry, according to a draft report put together by the CRCC. The report said such a move would reflect the principle of equity before the law and accord with the principles of law. The report was put together by a 12-member committee chaired by Clara Kasati, a lecturer from the University of Ghana School of Law. The committee, which was inaugurated by the Minister of Parliamentary Affairs, Osechi Mensah Bosu, on the 28th of April 2023, was tasked to review the 2011 report of the Constitution Review Committee.
Right.
I see. Okay, still on that particular matter, page 3 of the Daily Guide has a story. Constitutional Review Committee proposes 277 MPs. Now, Ernest Kofi Edu, reporting from Parliament, says a 12-member committee Constitutional Review Consultative Committee has proposed an upper limit on the number of constituencies that the Electoral Commission can create. Now, the committee chaired by, again, he provides the details and then says that they want the number set at 277. I disagree respectfully with this number. Look, there are too many MPs in our parliament who are virtually doing nothing. The number is too high. We can divide easily the number of MPs and reduce the number. If we divide it by 2, we get 138 point something. I believe that we can run this country properly with at least, at most, 130 MPs.
And there will be effective representation.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
But won't you have constituencies that may be very large?
Go and find the number of people who live in those constituencies. Many of these constituencies, in some cases, people come to parliament with about 10,000 or less, numbers in parliament, when in some other constituencies you have huge numbers. We can realign the constituencies without necessarily increasing the number. When you read the language of the Constitution, I don't think that it was the intention of the framers to allow the EC to keep creating new constituencies just because new districts and
let me take you to Hajj. 2 of our Ghanaian pilgrims have died in Saudi Arabia. Sad story. Hawa Idris reports from Hajj. 2 Ghanaian Hajj pilgrims have died she reports from Mecca in Saudi Arabia. They have died from various health complications. The deceased, believed to be from Damongo in the Savannah region, passed away on Sunday, June 9 and Wednesday, June 12 respectively. Over 4,000 Ghanaian pilgrims are currently in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to perform the annual Hajj ritual. Now, Chairman of the Hajj Board, Al-Haji Ben Abdullah Banda, confirmed the incident to Channel 1 News, stating that the 2 have been buried in accordance with Islamic customs. So that's the unfortunate news coming in from Hajj. But internationally, South Africa's ANC is edging closer to forming unity government. Very quick highlight. South Africa's Yeah, South Africa's governing African National Congress ANC says it has made progress in efforts to establish a government of national unity after losing its outright majority in recent elections. But the party secretary said the party is not ready yet to announce the details of an agreement. Yeah.
Okay. Just quickly, before we leave, I met Dame in Kolendi's house. That's according to Richard Jakpa, page 3 of the Daily Guide. Now, Richard Jakpa, who is at the center of the ambulance case, has admitted to the court that his meetings with the Attorney General Godfrey Deboadame were at the home of Justice Yeni Kolendi, the Justice of the Supreme Court, who is the cousin of the accused. He also told the court that he requested a meeting with the AG, stating that, quote, I requested for the meeting at a time and venue of his convenience, and he replied he will arrange through my brother, who is the Supreme Court judge. So, Richard, I think the latest development is that the tape was admitted by the court.
But at the end of the day, it's a question of what weight the judge puts on it.
Okay.
You remember that when this matter first came up, I spoke about the authority, Rafael Kubaji, which basically says that although Article 18 of the Constitution protects privacy, there are exceptions to the rule. Okay. One of the exceptions is where someone is breaking the law, it is in the public interest. You can record a person secretly, and in those cases, a court properly directed could take those things into evidence and admit them into evidence and decide what to do with it. So whatever happens out of this will be a question of how much weight the judge puts on it, given her earlier ruling and the ruling that she delivered yesterday.
Yeah. Well, thank you. That's it for the newspaper review, Sky. Earlier we mentioned that the Fidelity Bank Entrepreneur Initiative is on.
Okay.
Young entrepreneurs who have various made in Ghana things to showcase can show up there. We mentioned the date to be 16th June 2024. It has been postponed.
I see.
The young entrepreneurs should just keep their ears close to their radio. When the date is due, we'll let them know.
Okay.
But that's the newspaper review. Thank you, Sky. Thank you, Nathan.
Do you have a game-changing and innovative business idea or project that can impact the society? This is your moment. Total Energies presents the 4th edition of the Startup of the Year Challenge. This year, we are looking for 3 winners. The Best Entrepreneur, also called the InnovUp winner. The Best Project or Innovative Business Idea that exemplifies the principle of recycling and minimizing waste, also called the Cycle Up winner. And the Best Project that promotes or relates to sustainable and affordable energies, also called the Power Up winner. And that's not all. 4 additional projects in the Power Up category will be selected by an international jury. Don't wait any longer. Apply at www.startupper.totalenergies.com for a chance to win financial support, professional mentorship, and a spotlight for your project. Terms and conditions apply.
Up in the morning, and you know the money calling. Oh, you go work, but you know it's at your side. If I believe with us, if I hold my hand and believe, cause you know it's at your side. And when you dream, no, say I never you. And when you hustle every day, anywhere I go, everything you do. Believe with us, Fidelity. Oh, you for no one on your side, Fidelity.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
And Neil Latte is here with the business news brought to you by Access Bank, MTN, and Girl. Access Bank says if you're a businessman, trader, parent, you want to send money to your loved ones or business partners, thanks to our partnership with PAPS, you can now send money across border hassle-free. Now you can send money to pay for goods and services and do all that we do with money across border without any hassles. You can send money to Nigeria, Liberia, Gambia, Guinea, Sierra Leone with zero foreign exchange hassle. So this is the number to call, 0800 004400. Visit our website www.ghana.accessbankplc.com for all your cross-border payments. Visit any of our branches and pops it with Access Bank. Access Bank, more than banking. Now, if you need to make an urgent call and you realize that you've run out of credit, you're chatting in your conversations, you've run out of data, this is the magic dial, *506# and you get to borrow MTN credit. Same for data. So keep browsing, keep talking. Do not let your conversations end. Borrow extra time now and enjoy the things you love on your favorite network, MTN. Good energy is here. We've hit the road with exciting choices to energize your vehicle, is giving you more options to take you further. Watch this space for your choice. Guile Yangaraya dear. And Lee Latte is here. Good morning, Lee.
Good morning, Caleb. Hello and welcome to the breakfast edition of Citi Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goyle and Access Bank. I am Lee Latte, and thanks for joining us this Friday morning. Let's begin from the power sector, because consumers and businesses will be experiencing erratic power supply at least for the next 3 weeks. This has been occasioned by a reduction in gas supply caused by maintenance works being undertaken by one of the West African Gas Pipeline Company Limited, WAPCO's gas suppliers in Nigeria. The Ghana Grid Company Limited, that's Gridco, and the Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG, in a joint statement said efforts are, however, being made to minimize the impact of this challenge. More on this because Citi Business News has been assessing how these intermittent power outages could deepen following the drop in available gas volumes. Daniel Sakiti has more in this Business Desk report.
The West African Gas Pipeline plays a crucial role in transporting purified natural gas, which is ideally suited as fuel for power plants and industrial applications across countries including Nigeria, Benin, Togo and Ghana. It is a product of the Economic Community of West African States aimed at establishing a natural gas pipeline across West Africa as a key regional economic goal. 85% of the gas is used for power generation and the remaining for industrial applications. The Volta River Authority's Takrade Thermal Plant in Ghana and CEB of Benin and Togo are WAPCO's foundation customers. Concerns have arisen, however, as one of the producers of the natural gas WAPCO transports from Nigeria has shut down its facility for a 3-week maintenance period, resulting in a decrease in the gas available for WAPCO to transport to customers in Togo, Benin and Ghana. This has generated concerns because in the past, the Ghana Grid Company, Gridco, had blamed intermittent power outages on gas supply shortages from Atuabo Gas Processing Plant and the West African Gas Pipeline.
A Business Desk reports now more than 40,000 farmlands belonging to cocoa farmers which were temporarily taken for rehabilitation to enhance cocoa production are set to be returned next month. The Ghana Cocoa Board initially scheduled the release for April but had it postponed. The rehabilitation aims to address the decline in annual yields, leading to increased income for farmers and stakeholders. The head of public affairs at Cocoa Board, Fifi Boafo, tells Citi Business News the handover of the farms will now take place in July.
The over 40,000 farms will be handed over next month. That is in July. Initially, it was planned to have taken place in April, but then there was a change in plan. And now the decision is that July next month, those farms will be handed over to their owners. I'm referring to the farmers who originally owned these farms.
Fifi Boafo is the head of public affairs for Cocoa Board, Talk of Cocoa and Agric, and a reminder that the Citi Business Festival will continue with the Agribusiness Forum later this morning. Despite being described as a growth propeller for the country, the agribusiness sector is facing a lot of challenges. The forum is aimed at bringing industry players together to share ideas on how to harness the potential of agribusiness for economic development. Participants will be provided with the tools, knowledge and connections needed to revamp the sector, adapt, understanding the agribusiness value chain opportunities for additional revenue. Join us for the forum, which will come off today, June 14, at the Alisa Hotel, Northridge at 10 a.m. The Citi Business Festival 2024 is powered by 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 TV in partnership with Absa Bank and is sponsored by MTN Business, AMG Fertilizers, Insano Limited, Gesal and Agri Impact. The African Development Bank has indicated that in 2023, Ghana's youth unemployment rate stood at 7.16%, with a pronounced impact on individuals aged 15 to 24. In its latest 2024 Africa Economic Outlook, the bank underscores a concerning trend, which is unemployment disproportionately affecting women within this age bracket when compared to their male counterparts. Here's more in the full report.
The report highlights a marginal increase in multidimensional poverty, rising from 46% in 2017 to 46.7% in 2022, largely attributed to the persistent effect of the COVID-19 pandemic. According to the data, female youth unemployment surged to 36.7%, while the rate for males stood at 29.3%. The escalating youth unemployment in Ghana is becoming a pressing issue, leading to calls for heightened structural transformation. The report underscores that productivity in the services sector, which is the largest employer, has remained stagnant, while advancement in the industry and agriculture have been moderated. The proportion of employment in agriculture declined from 53.9% in 2007 to 29.8% in 2019. Conversely, industry shares increased from 14.1% to 21.0%, and the services sector witnessed a rise from 31.9% to 49.2%. The African Development Bank proposes various measures to accelerate Ghana's structural transformation. These measures include enhancing competitiveness by tackling infrastructure constraints, expediting agro-industrialization through skills enhancement and value addition, and fostering private sector expansion.
That was a Business Desk report. Before I go, let me take you to the Forex market, where you could get $1 for 15 cedis 75 pesos or 15 cedis 90 pesos. The British pound selling at 19 cedis 50 pesos, that of the euro going for 16 cedis 40 pesos. And that's it for the breakfast edition of Citi Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goil and Access Bank. I am Ni Latte. Many thanks indeed for your company. Do have a good business day. But next is the Citi Business edition. Stay tuned in.
They say a butterfly flapping its wings in Accra can cause a tsunami in Bangkok. So what if your factory in Insawong could shake up the stock market in Hong Kong? What if your business in Elmina could affect fish production in Norway? What if your refinery in Tema could affect the price of petrol in Moscow? Well, now it can, because you have access. Access to the bank with the largest number of customers in Africa. Access to our global branch network.
Bonjour. Good morning.
Our robust asset base and an unparalleled digital infrastructure. So go ahead and flap your wings wherever you are, because with us you have access to an entire world of possibilities. Access more than banking.
Good energy hits the road with exciting choices to energize your ride, giving you more options to take you further. Watch this space for your choice.
Goil, yeah.
Can you hear it? The freedom in our songs, the sound of liberty that rings from Kaswa to Karaga, from Tamale to Takrady. It's in the pestles that pound from coast to coast. It's in the busy offices, the crowded streets, and the noisy schools. It's in the wisdom of our elders and in the laughter of our children. It's in seeing how far we've come and looking at how much we can grow. It's in knowing that still Ghana go be. MTN.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
It's another one.
to 7 on a Friday morning. We'll bring you Business Edition shortly. It's a compilation of the big business conversations we've had this week. Agribusiness has been our focus. Later this morning, there is a business forum at Aliza Hotel. For those who have registered, it's going to happen shortly. But we'll bring you the Business Edition shortly. In the meantime, you're about to have the world at your fingertips because the wait is finally over. Telecel is here. You have everything you want and need: quick and reliable communications, stress-free money transactions via Telecel Cash. Transform your big business ideas into success stories with Telecel Business and more. Connect with Telecel and enjoy a world of endless possibilities because with Telecel, there's no limit to connections. Telecel, connecting energies. Now let me tell you about the FBN Bank. Did you know that it's now First Bank Ghana? Oh yeah, FBN Bank is now First Bank Ghana. Stay tuned in. We have more exciting ways we're putting you first and we'll be telling you all about it. The First Bank Ghana is part of the First Bank Group that is 130 years strong. First Bank Ghana, you first. I know you're dreaming. You want the right place to be for yourself and your family. Listen, escape the hustle and bustle and find your sanctuary at Deftraco Woodlands, a master plan gated city in Dawena, just a minute's drive from Central University. With more than 590-acre landscape, Woodlands offers service plots and homes in a self-sustaining community with well-planned roads, utilities, top-of-the-line security system, fire and police stations, just name it, as part of a commitment to provide great value for our investors. Each land purchase comes with a free architectural plan and bill of quantities. You will enjoy all the amenities that come with it. It's a promise that's more than just a home. We offer you a fulfilling lifestyle away from the bustle while maintaining an urban feel. So acquire a litigation-free land today. Contact us on 0208 732 302. Visit woodlands.deftracogroup.com for more information. 11 after 7, let's get into Business Edition. Neil Latte and his guests talking agribusiness. Enjoy.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
And women.
Every day, the youth keep demonstrating beyond reasonable doubts that when empowered, when encouraged, when resourced, they will be able to contribute meaningfully to growth.
Interesting.
And every day, I see that it's true. That's what we are living now. All the youth need is to be empowered. And I think for women, women are also shaping the conversation when it comes to agribusiness, especially when it comes to agro-processing. I realize that in parts of here in Ghana, most of the women are more into either smallholder farming or at the final stage into processing. And, I always say that COVID brought us both good and bad.
Of course,
exactly, because it was within this period that we actually woke up to the realization of processing. That is very important. So realize that women are contributing so well now within that bracket, and then the youth are also coming up. I think the youth are more into innovations now, AI, greenhousing, and anything that could contribute meaningfully to the advancement of the sector.
So we talk about smallholder farming, which is one of the specific areas women are playing a greater part in. Is there an area in agri that you think that women or the youth cannot penetrate at all?
Okay, so it's about what one sees agri to be. You see, you are who you are, you are who you say you are. So it's about how we see the whole agri spectrum. And you see, initially most of us were laid back when it comes to agri because of the kind of thing that we observed. It was punishment. For me, I went to one site, and then, the least thing I do, you'll be asked to go and read. Secondly, it was because as we're growing up, agri was taken out of the syllabus and then the integrated science was also introduced.
But it was a fusion.
Exactly. But now it's changing. And so agri is very broad. And I think that anybody can play a role in it. You can play, I can play. And why do I say that? It's about understanding the career and diverse opportunities within the sector. I can be farming pepper, and like I always say, and then you can come and take it from me. So look, you can't do direct farming. You will process and then put your brand, the organic pepper, and then you have them access to maybe ShopRite or all of the malls, and then you go and put it there. I can also say, okay, I'm very good and passionate with digital media. I can sell online. So then I will take it from me, rebrand it, and then also make it my brand, and then market it there. So in this case, you are doing direct marketing at the malls. Then the person is also doing digital marketing. I can also say, like we've spoken about productions and all that. People are buying documentaries now within the value chain, within agriculture. I can also say, look, let me get to the field and then just take coverage at my own expense, upload it for people to view or sell it to people. And then I can also go into mechanization. I can go to machinery and equipment. I can go into inputs, which is very, very, which is a high niche now. You see, when you go to some areas and then the areas are lacking common Wellington boots, common knapsacks, and you can set up there and then also go into that. I can also say I want to go into agri project management, which is what AgriHouse is doing, or I can go into backyard farming by way of nursing seedlings and then selling it to people, and also harvesting it and then selling it to my community. So it's agri is so diverse, it's so rich, it's so beautiful, it's so powerful.
That's everyone you think will have a role to play, both young and old, both male and female, skilled and unskilled, educated, uneducated.
Exactly.
Everybody can play a role in the value chain. That's how you say it.
Agri is it's not about age, it's not about race, it's not about education. It's just the desire today and the will to do something.
I see. So I have this friend who always tells me that, well, why do you always want to push women in agriculture? They are not like men who have the muscles, who can do the hard stuff. But would you say there has been a deliberate effort in empowering the everyday woman or the youth to ensure that they play their significant role when it comes to agriculture? Because more often than not, you hear that the programs and interventions being rolled out are just blankets. Everyone should come on board. But do you think the time may be ripe for us to be more specific in ensuring that we have tailored intervention for the young ones, for the women, to make agriculture perhaps a viable career path for them? What will you say to this?
Yes, I think for women, when the woman gets it right, the whole community comes along, the whole nation comes along and everything. So I believe over the years, and in recent years, there have been very deliberate efforts. People, stakeholders, development agencies want to particularly focus on women. For us at Agri House, I indicated earlier, and like you said, interventions and breaking them down speak volumes, speak well, speak to the hearts and emotions of the people, and that's what we've been doing over the years. For instance, when during the COVID period, we came up with a post-COVID initiative. That's the One Household, One Garden initiative.
One household, one garden.
Yes.
Wow.
1H1G. So
tell me about it.
Yeah, so basically what we were seeking to do, everybody was home, so we also wanted to contribute.
So that's how come the idea was birthed.
Yes.
Because we were home,
Exactly.
we thought it was that we should have a garden, each one house, one garden.
Exactly. If you recall, the government were rolling out an intervention or initiative where they will come to your home and give you cooked food or you gather. You're like, look, how can this be sustainable? Rather, why don't we come up with something that would advocate for the for something like reviving the Operation Feed Yourself. But we wanted something catchy, something that people identify with, and that's why we came up with the One Household, One Garden. So, for instance, we rolled out a digital or social media awareness, and then you would say you register for it, and then we'll come to your home, set it up for you, because we had a lot of seeds, we had a lot of trays, and then watering cans in our office. So it's basically for free. You just have to pay the transport to come to your home. And then it revolved into something beautiful, something bigger, when we got other development agencies to say, look, we want you to expand it across 17 districts within the northern.
Value chain, agricultural value chain, is all the activities involved in bringing a produce from the farm to the table.
Okay.
Or for consumption.
So the processes involved.
For example, if you
from the state of cultivation,
you put a seed.
You put a seed in the ground.
On the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So the time that is ready for you to consume
on my table.
Your table.
So that's what we call.
There are several activities that are involved, and in a typical agricultural value chain, you have the input component, which is involves actors who produce seed, feed in terms of poultry of livestock, agro input, those who supply equipment like tractors, harvesters, and all that. Then you have the primary production, which is another component of the value chain, which involves the smallholder farmers or producers in general. And you can categorize them into smallholder farmers, commercial farmers, etc. Then another component is processing, whose main role within the chain is to transform the produce from the primary producer, who is growing the crop, using the input from the input supplier into a form that can be marketed to you. Within this chain, we also have aggregators who may aggregate produce directly from the farmer and either give it to the processor to process or send it to a storage point where at a later time a processor or a marketer can go for the produce for the market. And then we have the market where you can have the wholesale or retail market where you as a consumer goes and buy the produce for your table.
So speak to me, how do all of these play into the economic benefits of agriculture?
Okay, so these are all interconnected. So if I'm a producer of, let's say, maize, without the support of these other actors, I cannot function. So I will need a quality seed or a certified seed that when I plant, I will get the desired output in terms of yield. That will make my operations profitable to be able to also produce or provide raw material that feed the industry, agro-based industry. And they also, using that, transform it to be able to produce food to feed you, so that the population will be at peace. And then also, based on these activities, we can produce and export and generate the required revenue for the economy.
So talk of revenue and economy. Oh, maybe I should allow you to land.
So all the interconnecting activities of these actors and create the value that eventually benefit you as a citizen and also the country in terms of revenue.
So the value chain is a very simple word, but in real terms,
it involves a
lot of activities. Right. I see.
And even aside this, there are other supporting activities like finance.
Finance is very important. We can't take out the financing out of the conversation.
Technical assistance, research, they all support each of the various components of the value chain, make it more efficient and effective.
Interesting how you conclude on revenue. But before I let you go, let's talk about this aspect of the agri conversation. You know, we are an agrarian economy. Agriculture at the heart of most of the things that we do. We are producing, but the problem has always been about the marketability and the competitiveness of our product. We are producing, but exporting in a raw form, no form of, value addition, and then we are just there. I mean, what really is the problem?
Yeah, so I think as a country, going forward, we should pay more emphasis in adding value to most of the agri commodities that we export, because that's where the value comes from. As I indicated, cashew, we exporting 90% in the raw form. But those countries that are buying, process, and derive 3-4 times the value that is in the commodity. So we should be doing that, focusing more on that. For example, if you take cocoa, on a yearly basis, we get in excess of $1 billion of export revenue. But looking at the latest GEPA figure, that's 2023 figure, if you take 3 primary processed commodities of product, butter, powder, and then
paste.
That alone, in terms of export, amounted to over 700 million.
In 2023 alone.
2023.
And this could have been much better if there was some form of value addition to these products.
I mean, if we are adding more value to the beans, currently we processing around 30% of the crop. So if even we are doing 50% of the crop, we're going to get even more value than what we get.
That could triple it. In gardening or planning to start, well, Wednesday's session was particularly engaging and it was meant for you. Why? Because we spoke with the chief farmer of Jungle Agro, who provided very valuable insight into urban, greenhouse, and of course, backyard farming.
To visit these farmers, liaise with them to make sure they are doing the right things. So we help them figure out that we help them figure out what are the right practices, so that at the end of the day, the product that is coming from there is something we can trust in.
So basically, the only disadvantage of producing in your backyard is that you can't produce to scale because you don't have maybe a lot of land and some fertilizer. But you still produce a wholesome.
You still produce a wholesome product. And the upside of it is then you also don't depend on all of the stuff coming out of the market. And the little your kitchen needs, you're able to produce it for yourself. Look, bottom line, one of the things we fail to consider is the future of this country is in agriculture, no matter how we look at it. So the earlier we all figure out that, look, that backyard patch is valuable to me, and I can, the least I can do is put some basil in there to feed my kitchen, so that we all produce something small, and then we don't have all these shortage issues that are hitting the country, hitting us so hard.
Did you need credit to start the business? Because every time I talk about farming and agric, they say the problem with agric is that people don't put money into it. Your business sounds pretty simple. You have your own farms, you have your greenhouses, you have people you have relationships with, you produce fruits, vegetables, you sell, you make money. Seems like a good business. How come banks are not giving you guys another?
We're in a business with a very interesting financial situation. The biggest problem with agric in this country today is the lack of technical human resource. So our failure rates are very, very high. And so because of that, the banks see us as a high risk operation. Now, when you figured all of that out and you are able to make sure that everything is lined up, it's actually a pretty good business to be in. And I encourage a lot more people in the middle class with knowledge who have been to school to venture into this, and let's actually lift the boats of this country.
So you've been in it for how long?
I've been doing formally since 2014.
So 10 years?
Yes.
And it's going well?
Yes, it is. It's a great business to be in. Oh, disasters, I call them learnings. We've fallen flat on our face multiple times, but it just shows you where the pitfalls are and then what to avoid and what to do better next time.
The kind of things you produce would also be good for export market, but you didn't mention export.
Yes, they would be good for the export market, but the local market is significant. If you look at the price of vegetables in our market and the way our supply cycle runs, at this point, I don't think it makes sense for anybody to be thinking about exporting produce. The demand here is significant. Let's work on this, and let's even work on the import substitution part of our business before we start thinking about pushing a lot of that food outside. If you're growing okra,
that the food attracts better price abroad, for which reason because we do have foreign companies coming to Ghana, do large-scale farming to export to these supermarkets abroad.
No, that's a lot of that. I think is a food security issue. We are not taking care of our own food security. These countries, these companies are coming here, taking advantage of our resources because we have that resource available to secure their food situation when we have a very big hole to fill in our own food security situation. I mean, if you walk into any of the markets today and look at the price of tomatoes, okra, garden eggs, even our basic pakoshito, you'll be amazed at how expensive it is in Ghana today. So if anybody is producing that stuff in our markets today, they can make a killing. Let's fill that space before we start thinking about exporting that stuff. That's my belief.
Do you understand why we import things like tomatoes or onions?
Yes, I do.
Why? What is the logic in that?
We have a very badly aligned supply situation. So the way we produce in Ghana, we end up with these gluts and scarcity situations. Our demand is our demand. It's pretty even though it's growing, it's pretty well defined. Our supply side is messed up. So come July, August, September, you're going to go into the market and you're going to find a flood of vegetables and fruit. October, November, December, the market is going to be almost empty. then January, February, March, we start suffering because we are all depending on rainfall. The people who do any irrigation are very few. And these situations that we need to manage to make sure that our supply works for the demand, I don't think we are doing a good job of managing. And that is what is our problem with
Is irrigation that complicated?
I guess that's an engineering question. I don't think it's that complicated. We are setting up, like I said, a farm in the Volta region that is going to use drip irrigation. We are depending on groundwater using boreholes. So we're going to pump the water up, make sure the water is the right quality, run it through distribution pipes onto beds, make sure that we know what the water requirement of the plants are, and provide them with that water on a daily basis. That sounds very simple enough. I think most of the problems people have is the upfront cost of setting up irrigation systems. If you look in countries where they are irrigating, if you look at the whole setup, you realize that when you irrigate, even though the upfront, I don't even want to say cost, the price might look prohibitive. If you can get past that price, the yield at the end would more than make up for what you're spending on that upfront part of the operation. So irrigation generally makes sense. It's how do we enable people to be able to set it up so that they can have a sustainable operation.
This last one, discussing impact agriculture. Evelyn Brymer, the Chief Finance Director at Agri Impact Group, came to share her expertise on this subject matter.
The HAPPY projects. HAPPY is an acronym itself. It's not the name, but it's an acronym. But the actual name of it is Harnessing Agricultural Productivity and Prosperity for Youth.
I like this. Harnessing
agriculture, productivity and prosperity for youth. Oh, that's HAPPY. So the HAPPY project is being implemented by Agri Impact Limited in partnership with the MasterCard Foundation, and it's being done. It's a program which is planning for 4 years. 4 years, which is targeting around 326,000 youth. Where we are targeting the youth, women, and the youth and women. Okay. And so, what's the project? The project is also being implemented. We have 8 implementing partners, and these 8 implementing partners, we believe in the PPP, public-private partnership. Okay. So we have the Ministry of Agri, which is the DCS and APD. That's the Directors of Crop Services and Animal Protection Directorates. We also have NSS. National Service Secretariat, we have GEA on board, we have Joboman on board, we have Ghana Cares, MIDA on board.
Ghana Cares of Batampa.
Yes, we have MIDA on board. We have New Age Agri Solution on board, and New Age Agri Solution on board, and we have Catholic Relief Services on board, and also TechnoServe Ghana.
This is a big project because you have government partners,
we have
private sector partners, technical donor partners.
Exactly.
So this HAPPY project, what does it aim to do?
As I initially said, it's aimed to create jobs for 326,000 women and youth. And our main focus is to also target 70% of this 326,000 is supposed to be women. And it is actually tailored around 3 interventional goals. And one of the intervention is to increase productivity in our food value chain, and also create employment opportunity and incubation for the youth. And also is supposed to also help the youth to use digital platform to create jobs for themselves. It's not everybody that is willing to do the agri, but there are digital stuff that you can also venture into in this agri platform. So HAPPY is there to do all this, and we have several footprints that we aim to achieve at the end of the day. And one of them is the EHAPPY. We have something called EHAPPY. That is on. Then the ERP is training the youth to use digital platforms to provide services in the agri sector. We have people who can use coding to develop an app that will help to do agri marketing. Okay. Yeah, we are training people to do that, and we have people who can use the digital platform to provide agri extension services for farmers. A farmer is someone who doesn't even know what to do, but with the app, you can create an app that you can bring farmers on one board that you can create services for them. Mm-hmm. And we have another program called Yes Pro. Okay. Yes Pro is a footprint project that we are targeting seed. Mm-hmm. So people can also go into the seed system. The youth can go into the seed system, because I was talking about the entire value chain, and when we're talking about the entire value chain, we are not forgetting about the seed. And the seed, we are talking about early generation seeds. You can go into the supply and sale of the seeds. We are training people to do that. You can also, those who are interested in the production of foundation seeds too, can also be trained in the production of foundation and set up businesses for themselves. Mm-hmm. So these are one of the some of the footprint projects that the Happy Project is aiming to achieve.
This is incredible. We're talking here on the honors series of the Citi Business Festival to the finance director of Agri Impact Limited, which is part of the Agri Impact Group, Evelyn Breimer. An amazing company that's involved in the value chain of agriculture. They are into farming, they're into aggregation, they're into logistics, they're into training. And they say if you want to be a farmer, they can help you be a farmer. Basically, there's a number of steps you can go through. She's also telling us about the Happy Project, and this is basically harnessing agriculture, productivity, and prosperity for the youth. I like the Happy Project, and you're talking about the key features, e-Happy being one of the features. Are there specific food or poultry items you target?
Yes. Okay, so the project is targeting four value chains. That's we have the poultry, we have the soya, we have the rice, and we have the tomatoes. These four value chains.
Poultry, soya, rice. It's almost like you want to cook jollof. Poultry,
your kitchen will be set.
Soya, rice, and tomatoes.
You have everything.
Jollof rice and chicken.
And chicken.
Why these four value chains?
Well, we did, the program was developed by doing some basic analysis of our food system. And these are the major value chains that we realized that we are really lacking, especially the importation of poultry into the country. Every time we are always, someone will say food, we are always importing poultry into the country. And our rice too is also dwindling, and the number of times we eat rice, when you go to homes, the rice that we eat as a country is a lot. And you talk about tomatoes too, you see the importation of tomatoes into the country.
Yes.
So these value chains are basically the areas that Ghana imports a lot into the country. Main reason why we are targeting these value chains.
Let me touch on briefly. Yep. Poultry has been a challenge for a number of reasons. We import a lot of frozen chicken.
Yeah.
But these days, the farmers tell us the feed is expensive, because sometimes when the maize is not enough, the mix for the feed is a challenge. So in targeting poultry, what are you going to do? Are you going to get day-old chicks? Are you going to give them feed?
Yeah.
What type of support are you doing under the Happy Project?
Okay, so on the poultry side, on the Happy Project, as I was telling you at the beginning, in doing everything, you have to target the entire value chain, or you are bound to fail. You can't go and pick one part of the value chain and just leave it there. It has to be the whole ecosystem for it to be successful and sustainable. So with this project, you say we want you to go into, the main aim is for the youth to own their own businesses at the end of the day. They are not just going to be trained, but we want them to also come out as entrepreneurs who own their own businesses. So with the poultry, when we have starter pack for the youth, and when we say starter pack for the youth, we are talking about providing them with the day-old chicks, providing them with the feed, providing them with the vaccines that they need to be able to start the poultry production. And we have the technical expertise who are there to provide them the training, like APD from MOFA. They are the experts in animal protection and directory. They are the experts in poultry. So they are there providing the training that they need. And these youth, they are going to be put in, each youth who comes under the poultry will give it a number of starter pack, like if it's 500 or 1,000 day checks, and you are being put in a place. You go through a whole 6 months or whatever period of training. You do it yourself, and whilst you are working, you are also being paid. And the funny part is, the good thing is when you are being paid a little bit above the minimum wage in Ghana. Wow. So you are not just going to go through the training. Whilst you are being trained, you are being paid. Wow. So whilst you are being paid and you are doing the production and you are selling, a profit of that money is being kept aside for you. So when you finish the training, you can go off and start your own business at the end of the day.
Of our Honors series. We'll be back next week with more insightful conversations. But this has been the Citi Business Edition on 97.3 Citi FM. I am Ni Latte. Catch you next time.
Welcome to Kickoff on a Friday morning on the Citi Breakfast Show. I am Bernard Baker. Coming up, Giants Accra Heart of Oak and Asante Kotoko set to play in the first ever Democracy Cup on July 5. Let's do more. Now, the Ghana Football Association has given the green light to Parliament's plan to host the first ever democracy match between Ghana's two giant iconic football clubs, Accra Heart of Oak and Kumasi Asante Kotoko. This eagerly awaited game is set to take place on Friday, July 5, 2024. The Democracy Cup is being organized to celebrate 30 years of parliamentary democracy in Ghana. Here's Speaker of Parliament, Aban Sumana Kingsford Babin.
Football is not now just a game to entertainers. It's business. I'll get more money now from football than from Kuku. Let's wake up. The launch of the Democracy Cup, which forms part of the activities marking the 30th anniversary celebration of the Fourth Republic, has also been adopted as a part of an annual celebration of democracy in Ghana. Let me use this opportunity to thank the two teams. Yes, this is a curtain raiser. We'll definitely be moving to other teams, but we have to start with a big bang, and that is why we settled on Kumasi, Asante Kotoko, and Accra House of Oak.
You heard from the Speaker of Parliament, Aban Sumana Kingsford Bagbing. Well, the winner of this match will earn an opportunity to play against United States of America-based club DC United in Washington later this year. Let's talk about Accra Heart of Oak. The former striker Kofi Koji is optimistic that the club will avoid relegation despite their ongoing struggles in the past 2 seasons. The Phobians are just 1 point above the relegation zone as they approach their final game of the season, with Wataris men heading to Bichim for the final game on Sunday.
Right now I'm not in the team, so I can't say anything now because now I'm not in the team for now. But what I'll say is I'm not sure how to go to relegation. No, I'm not sure because seeing what they are showing on the field, no, I'm not sure. This match is must-win game. Do you think that ever in your life, have you ever imagined House of Oak being relegated, or you've never thought of it? You don't think it's possible? No, I've been seeing House of Oak relegation. I've been seeing it before, I've been hearing it before. But this is the first time me experiencing this. So what I'll say is, I can't say much about this, but the relegation they're too hard.
Kofi Koji is a former Accra Heart of Oak striker to some women's football, and Hazaka's ladies are gearing up to represent Ghana in the upcoming 4th edition of the Wafu Zone B Women's Champions League qualifiers following their triumph in securing their 5th Women's Premier League title. Hazaka's previously claimed victory in the inaugural Wafu Zone B qualifiers in 2021 and went on to represent the zone at the CAF Women's Champions League in Egypt. They finished as runners-up in that tournament and are now ready to compete on the continental stage once more. In Europe, and the 2024 Euros kicks off today with host Germany taking on Scotland at 7 p.m. tonight at the Allianz Arena. Scotland boss Steve Clarke insists his side will face Germany in the opening game with respect, but they will show no fear against the host.
I know it's a big game, but for us it's the opening game here. 4-team section, 3 matches. We know what we have to do to qualify out the section, and that's all we've focused on. The enormity of the opening game and whatever, that's a little bit of a sideshow, and hopefully we don't get too involved in that.
Steve, you've had some landmark performances, results and qualifications in your tenure. Just how big a step up is this to try and come in and win against the hosts?
No, for sure. Difficult game. One of the mantras that we've always had is respect everyone and fear no one. So we come here with a lot of respect for the host nation. We know they're a good team. But hopefully on the night we can show that we're a good team as well.
You heard from Scotland boss Steve Clarke. Let's do some tennis. And two-time champion Rafael Nadal will not play at Wimbledon this year in order to focus on the Olympics in Paris. The 28-year-old Spaniard said he will compete in a clay court event in Båstad, Sweden, as preparation for the Olympic tennis tournament begins on July 27. That's all for Kickoff. Kickoff is proudly brought to you by Shell, Leshell, and Zonda. For more sports stories, log on to citisportsonline.com. There's more sports stories later on at 5 p.m. I am Bernard Baker. Sport is live. Get involved.
There are some classy celebrations that call for whipping out your favorite China sets. Same goes for your luxury vehicle. Just any engine oil won't do. Premium understands premium best. The new Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP with carbon neutral properties is the one for your premium car. It's a fully synthetic motor oil designed using the Shell Pure Plus technology. Prevents dirt buildup with exceptional cleaning power, leaving your pistons cleaner than a whistle, up to 50% more than the industry standard, and gives you stronger, long-lasting engine performance. So, if you want your classic car to run smoothly like a Ferrari for years to come, use the Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP with carbon neutral properties. Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP, designed for ultimate engine performance.
Breakfast Show. Oh, look, I love this song so much. Ben Braco. Nathan, can you explain to me why I love this song so much?
I don't know.
What is Ben Braco doing here?
You are the one who can't. But it's a nice song.
It's a beautiful song.
It's a nice
is
song.
it a nukum or what does that mean?
I will have to find out. But it's a wonderful song. You know, Ben Braco released the batch. I think that on this album, really good.
This one,
the others,
and some other one.
You know, all kinds of wonderful.
From the intro. Like how it starts.
This like late 80s, early 90s.
I love it.
I think this was produced by the late John Kay.
Okay.
John Kay did a lot of the production.
John Kay.
On this one. Very, very, very brilliant producer in his day. Passed on somewhere in the mid 90s. But his music is wonderful.
Just listen to that. There are some dedications, we'll be bringing them to you, but Kickoff was brought to you by Lesheho and Shell. So Kickoff, Lesheho says if you're ready to power up your finances and unlock your path to prosperity, ready to watch your investment grow with confidence, the Lesheho Fixed Deposit Solution is your best option. With Lesheho's Fixed Deposit Solution, you are not just investing, you are making your money work harder for you. So, listen. Come on. Now watch your wealth grow and play melodious music for you like Ben Braco is doing now. Don't settle for average returns. Join the investment revolution with our fixed deposit solution. Take charge of your financial culture. Call us now on 02700 4799 02700 4799 or send us a WhatsApp on 02700 4733 and learn more. The clock is ticking. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity. Invest wisely, invest with Lesheho. Lesheho, let's improve life. Follow us on all our socials, Lesheho Ghana. Now, there is a simple truth about love. It drives us to give off our very best. In the same way, Shell fuels drive your car to peak performance. That's why every car loves Shell. With over 100 years of innovation, you won't just be buying any fuel, but the most advanced fuels which will save you money in the long run. Shell fuels with Dynaflex technology are Shell's most advanced fuels designed to prevent deposit buildup and keep your engine clean and protected. They are also designed to help save fuel and get extra kilometers from each tank fill so you can do more in your day. So drive into a Shell station today and fuel up your car with Shell fuels designed for engine efficiency and performance. Give your car the love it needs for better journeys. Go well, like this sound. There are lots of dedications today. So many people are celebrating their birthday, and this is a good song to celebrate your birthday with. So we have a lot of them. We'll be sharing them with you. But Nathan has some important announcement. After that, we'll go back to Japan today.
Yes.
You had a very exciting conversation with a Ghanaian who's been there for more than 3 decades.
Yes.
We'll look into that, and then we'll have another conversation back home in Ghana. But what's in that announcement?
Well, VW Ghana is still running the special promo on the world-renowned Tijuan all-space trendline SUV, the most affordable 4x4 on the Ghanaian market as we speak. If you want to find out more, call or send a WhatsApp message to VW Ghana on 025-795-6688. Take advantage now. Hurry while stocks last. T's and C's apply. Drive Ghana, drive Volkswagen. And water is crucial for human survival. You take it to quench your thirst, you take it to cool the body down, and you take it to help you perform or help the body perform very, very important functions and operations. Stay hydrated with standard water, which is available in all supermarkets, retail shops, and delivery trucks. For purchases, call 0202 055703 or 0547 334 385. Standard water. We feel you. Now, life's unpredictability shouldn't cast doubts on your own future. Gain peace of mind by securing your future with Zenith Bank's bank assurance plan. Whatever it is you're doing, you need a Zenith Bank assurance plan underwritten by Prudential Life Insurance. Sign up at any Zenith Bank branch nationwide or visit zenithbank.com.gh for more info. Zenith Bank, in your best interests. Now, if you are seeking advanced medical treatment abroad that doesn't have to be stressful and overly expensive, then Nexus Global Services Limited will lead you to over 100 top hospitals and doctors in Turkey to experience high-quality care at unbeatable prices. Whether it's knee replacement, kidney transplant, obesity, surgery, cancer treatment, or any other concern, Nexus Global Services Limited will make your journey smooth and will make your wallets and pockets very, very happy. Call them on 0539 659 259 to begin your healing journey today, or you can find their office at the Chris Pratt Hospital in Domi Parku or visit nexusgsl.com.
Now, I'm told enukum means gossip, and it's typical Fanti. Enukum. Yeah. There are some people who are celebrating their birthday today.
Yep. This one is coming in from the Dankwa branch, and it says, "Happy birthday to Mr. Michael Ansa Otu, the acting chief distribution officer of Prudential Life Insurance Ghana." They're celebrating you this morning. Also, good morning. Please help me wish my rainbow baby, Nana Kobena Nyamiche Jima, a happy second birthday. You are my pride and happiness. God bless you. It's coming in from Daddy Joe, Mommy Chichi, your sister Rekwa, and the entire family. We love you so much.
No, so there's this one coming. It's going out to Agnes Metal Nunu of Honeycomb Montessori School, Kokrobite. This is coming from all your children. Happy birthday to you. Nicholas Timothy Clark, Nicholas Timothy Clark of Parliament, is wishing himself and his daughter, with whom he shares a birth date, Georgette Caroline Clark, affectionately called Darling Girl, happy birthday. I'd like to wish my son Jeffrey Mitchell Awuza, June 14, a special birthday. Okay, he was born today. May the goodness of God follow him all the days of his life. Amen. Father's Day message. This is coming from Doris Betsy Clark, sweetheart, and Georgette Caroline Clark. Would like to wish their father Nicholas Timothy, the Clerk of Parliament of Ghana, happy Father's Day. Good morning, brother. Can you help the Asante Professional Club APC wish APC Odishia Lord Ejekun Buamoko? Okay, Sakioko. Okay. Adobesi Sakioko of Dominion Insurance Brokerage. This is coming from your bestie Salome Sewa Adams. Happy birthday to my husband David Owusu Mensah and my brother Elvis Tay, all of Compassion International.
Okay, so
let me finish. It says, to my husband, you bring me so much light and love into my world, and I'm constantly amazed by your kindness, compassion, and strength. I'm so proud of the person you are and the incredible things you have done. To my brother Elvis, I keep blessing the Lord for your life. Amen. From Amelia Owusu Mensah and the kids, Ohima and Papaya.
So here's some education here. So Rainbow Baby, there was this message I read a short while ago talking about Rainbow Baby. Nana. Apparently the term actually means is actually used for a baby that's born after the parents have a pregnancy loss. So the name draws on the symbol of the rainbow, representing beauty after a dark time. Now, nearly 1 in 4 pregnancies end in loss. So this is a write-up that my good friend Mimi Kuma Baji sent to me.
Godfred has had goosebumps.
Yeah. Oh, Charlie, sorry, I know. Yeah. So, the Nana is. Please go back to the message. Let me read that again because it's a Rainbow Baby. So, it actually came in from. The devil is a liar. The machine has risen.
Rainbow Baby is back.
Yeah. Wow. So it says, please help me wish my rainbow baby Nana Kwabena Nyamiche Jima a happy 2nd birthday. So he must have lost the older brother or the older sister, I think, because the pregnancy didn't actually go full term. You are my pride and happiness. God bless you. From your daddy Joe, your mommy Chichi, your sister Irekwa, and then the entire family. They're saying they love you. Rainbow Baby.
Lovely.
Yeah, something new we've learned today.
I like that. Yeah, I didn't know this. Rainbow Baby. Good. There's a lot more we will be learning on the show this morning. If I'm to ask you what's on your mind, I'm sure you might mention, because of your legal background, what happened in court yesterday, and then maybe the Dumso issue also. When the vigil took place over the weekend, a lot of people thought that the Dumso actually, the intermittent power outage had gone down and things had become a bit stable.
It's a lie.
And so they thought that even the vigil itself was ill-timed and that it was ill-patronized. But now we are told that,
yesterday I slept in Dumso. Fully nyanya. I opened my windows. I was collecting koyo.
Wednesday night too. My power went off at 6 p.m. I don't know when I woke up at 2 a.m. whatever. It had been restored, but of course. Yeah, man.
When you are watching television and then the television it starts to watch you.
It was Tuesday
because you've gone off.
Yeah.
And then the AC goes off. Now, what it means is that you'll be dreaming nicely, and then all of a sudden you notice that
there's a change in your body temperature.
You have sweat all over you, and then when you wake up, you see that every place is dark. That's what ECG does to you in the middle of the night. So somehow
we are told to expect more Dumso in some 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, in the next 3 weeks. Then there's going to be intense, power outage because of our gas issues.
Yeah, we're told that Nigeria, they have an issue with supply. They are trying to do some repairs on the pipelines, and for that matter, it's going to affect supply to Ghana, which means that they have to turn off some of the machines so as to sort of redistribute what's available.
So is Dumso big on your mind this morning?
To a large extent, because I mean the president had assured us when he went to meet the workers that it's over, but the suggestion is that it is out of our hands. It's not. We are not the cause. Someone else who's supposed to supply the input for us to supply our output is not making it possible. So you may want to cut them some slack, but the question is whether it was anticipated and what needed to have been done to putting some measures to cushion the Ghanaian, because this is big business. You know, in other parts of the world, if you have an intervention like this coming in, you have alternative means of getting people power while you sort out whatever problem there is. But just so you announce that for 2 weeks, I mean, imagine what will be happening in Western economies or Asian economies if power supply challenges like this just emerge because one provider says that, oh, I'm not able to provide you A, B, C, D. These things have got to be planned so that you make arrangements to deal with the gap that will be created as a result. Every time they are telling us, oh, gas supply from Nigeria is ceasing. Well, you can always make some other arrangements. We have Equatorial Guinea there. Is it possible to get barges or ferries or whatever we can use to evacuate the gas from there, bring it close to shore? I think it's all about planning. It's just like you're managing supply chain or you're managing stock. You don't sit and put your hands, you know, in between your thighs and wait that, oh, okay, as for the thing, there will be supply. Okay, today is not going to be supply, so my customers should just go hungry. No, it doesn't work like that. There has to be a scientific way, a proper way of managing this thing so that we know that, oh, you have been given advance notice. Okay, in 2 months' time, for instance, when I was coming back recently from the UK, there was a route that we were using. They had indicated that on the 20-something of July, for about 2 days or so, there will be a closure of that, and that is likely to affect traffic.
Which is next month.
Exactly. Next month. They've been advertising that for a long time,
so people can plan their lives.
Exactly. Because everything is almost routine for many people in that country or many parts of the developed world. So if you do that, what you do is that you are reminding people that, look, this is going to happen. This is how it would impact you. So if you have to readjust your plans, you do that. We are sitting here. Then yesterday they issued a statement. We're going to have Dumso. So so that's it.
So it's like effective.
Yeah, that's right.
Isn't that the case?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make sense. I don't think that that's how we should be running this country. There has got to be advance notice. And then you indicate as managers of the power sector that, oh, we have noticed that ADBC will be happening. And we are taking these steps to ensure that it does not disrupt the economy's performance. Unfortunately, we have to live with it.
Maybe even make alternative arrangements.
Exactly, the point I'm making.
Plan their lives.
You bring ships that can bring gas, natural gas from wherever they are coming from. Because why should the economy tank because Nigeria is not giving us gas and because they want to cause repairs? Oh.
Nathan, a man from Japan, you have been, there's a conversation you had with a Ghanaian who's lived in Japan for more than 3 decades.
Yep.
I've been listening. We'll be bringing that back to our listeners, and you've been trending since yesterday, especially learning from Japan. Put your refuse in the bin and take off your shoes.
Stay in the queue. Don't keep your voice down.
Keep your voice down in public areas.
And
respect
then pictures.
cultural assets.
There's a thing about
be mindful when you are taking pictures, and don't tip.
Interestingly, the gentleman you spoke about his experience with Dumso. He said the only time his light went off was when
he failed to pay his bill.
He failed to pay. They sent him an email. He didn't check. Yes. So the next thing his light went off.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting one.
And he went to the convenience store to pay, called the people, and he was reconnected.
And that was it.
So that's the
for
only
3
time.
decades.
In 36 years is the only time his power has gone off.
Exactly. But this morning, we've seen in the papers, though, and this is an agama.
Just before that, though. So my good friend is sending me a message and says, do you mean the Doomsday is about to start? And I have been experiencing Doomsday for 2 weeks now.
What we have seen
for 12 hours.
This opening act.
It's the opening act. This was prelims. This one is the official announcement. So this one, what you have experienced is off the record.
It's on the record.
It's on the record. The previous one was off the record. That one they didn't calculate it. They didn't add that one.
Records announced that.
So now we are back. So they've told you that next 3 weeks there's no power.
We don't respect our people. The last time it was because some machines just from nowhere, generators or what do you call it, transformers were not doing what they were supposed to do. The PLC came in and said, no, these guys were misleading everybody. As we speak, we don't know what's happening in that space. I think we need to take Ghanaians more seriously than we currently are doing. It's completely disrespectful. Nathan, please continue.
Well, it is, and I agree totally with you on the need to respect the citizens, because power is such a critical part of everybody's life. Not only will you use it to power lights and fans and all of those things, but businesses need it. There are so many businesses that are running because there is electricity or need electricity to run. The hair salon, the barber shops, restaurants, eateries, the small ones, medium ones, big ones, factories, industries, those who produce small things, those who produce big things. So it's very critical that we inform people so they make alternative arrangements. When you just take a cursory glance through social media, you find people complaining, oh, my fridge is damaged. Then I was even telling her he lost, I think, a television. We all know people who have lost one gadget or the other because the outages are just very unannounced. We are not giving people plans. We are not giving them a schedule. The people supervising the space don't seem to give us or don't seem to show us a lot of respect. So when you say that there's no electricity, somebody says, who said there's doomsday? There's no doomsday. And if you want a timetable, bring your own timetable. I mean, that's marks of sheer disrespect towards the citizenry. We need to understand the place of power. And power has become a matter so critical that it features, it's a big ticket item when it comes to elections. Parties have lost elections in this country simply because the other party said that they were the cause of doomsday. And so when the other party comes, it will change the situation. Nothing has changed. So I expect better. I expect far, far, far better. Of course, granted, they've given us an announcement. They've given us a heads up. 3 weeks. But what about all the things we have been experiencing so far for months on end? You get home from work, you are tired, you don't have electricity. Messages have come through. Messages upon messages. Oh, my food has gone bad. My food has gone bad. I've lost an appliance or the other. So we need better from those in charge. I hope that whatever the issue is in terms of the gas supply, we'll sort it out. I don't know if it's a money issue or a technical issue.
They say it's a technical issue.
But you see, and I go back to your point, we need to start thinking long and hard about what we must do to find alternative means. I'm happy that there's the general conversation around nuclear, right? We are having that conversation. I have seen firsthand what it can do, right? I've seen firsthand what it can do in other spaces. I believe that if we are really concerned and we want to go far in this country, especially on the line of development and industrialization, we need to start thinking of different ways of producing power. Because clearly hydro, you can see that we've stressed hydro to its limit now. We need to find other means. Gas is good, but we are now seeing the challenges of gas, because if there's a technical issue, the gas can't flow and come in. So we need to think of other things. If it's nuclear, what are we doing? I know there are conversations with vendors. When do we plan to bring nuclear on board? 2026, 2030, whatever. Are we finding other means? Wind. What about solar? But beneath all of this, we need to think about the money, because you know the challenge with the independent power producers. They are a critical player in this space. And the fact that there's not enough money to even sort them out and clear the indebtedness as a country we owe, or the debts we owe them. It's important that we need to have very frank and honest conversations about power, because it is extremely critical to this country's forward march. Very, very critical. We say all the big things we want to do as a country. If you don't have electricity, forget it. Agenda 111 won't work. One district, one factory won't work. One village, one dam won't work. One this, one that won't work. It will not work if we don't have constant, reliable, affordable, accessible power. So to the people in the space, please, let us try and sort this issue out. It is unfair to Ghanaians to put us through all these challenges. Unannounced doomsaw. There's doomsaw. No, there's no doomsaw. Basa. Now they've got the official one.
And you know, beyond the basics, which are essential that you mentioned, in this day and age where we have the president, the vice president talking big about digitization and digitalization, all of that. You see, these things don't happen in vacuum. We have artificial intelligence today because there's big data, and then also computational power or computation power has increased astronomically.
Yes.
In order to actually make good use of the opportunities presented, you need power.
Yeah.
If you don't have power or enough power, you can't process big data. You can't do it. You can't just do it.
We'll be taking.
So you know, if you want to automate road tolls, as we are being told, if you don't have power, how are you going to make sure that the system is automated?
You get there and the gate is closed.
Exactly. You want e-ticketing, you want e-gates to be used at the airport. All of these big things we are talking about. We want to order things online, make sure that there has got to be a computer on computing the entire process. The question is, where are we going to get to and say as a people that, look, it is not enough to get people some electricity in their homes. We need to, because as we speak, I can say without any fear of contradiction that we have so much suppressed demand. There are many things that people want to do. They cannot do them merely because we do not have enough electricity.
There is one place where there is enough electricity.
Talk to me about
There's
it.
one place. In fact, two places.
Talk to me
enough electricity. So that you want to go and relax your body more. You are tired of the darkness and the heat. No, we are going to Singapore and Malaysia. And this is happening from September 9 to the 18th of this year. And guess what? You don't have to worry about the taxes, about the insurance, your visa, your return tickets, all airport transfers. Global Wings Travel and Tours is taking interested parties like your good self, Nathan and Mrs. Q. You know, Global Wings say, look, allow us to whisk you out of Ghana and take you to Malaysia and enter the Singapore to go and see the Asian side of life and then have a good time. So in Kuala Lumpur, you will experience the captivating city tour where you visit the Petronas Twin Tower, so above the city of the Genton Highlands Skyway Cable. Look, people already have Skyway Cable. Ayalolo Self is not working here. Oh, no, but you get to Singapore for an unforgettable trip to Sentosa Island, a city full of life, and marvel at the gardens by the bay. So call us now, 055 3688 398, or call this number. The women especially, call the number and send the bill to the men. 0550 188 181. So Global Wings Travel GH is the social media handle you can follow. Pack your bags and get along. Let Global Wings whisk you on a journey of a lifetime. And then, of course, the new order of retirement.
Thank you.
New order of retirement. So that when you're in retirement, they take off the light, but your generator will be running. It's here. You can retire on your own terms with a guaranteed monthly income for the rest of your life. It's simple. Invest a lump sum into the Old Mutual Retirement Salary Plan today. Start receiving monthly income to enjoy the perfect retirement. It's that easy. The best part is you get to enjoy salary increase. That is 16% 2023, 2024 as well. So call Old Mutual on 050-453-4333 or visit www.oldmutual.com. Simply dial *789*01# to request a call. Or Brapa Ahontokwa. Old Mutual, do great things.
Well, escape the hustle and bustle and find your sanctuary at Def Track Woodlands. It's a 592-acre landscape master plan gated community in Dowinya, and they are giving you great value, and they are saying that each piece of land you purchase comes with a free architectural plan and bill of quantity. So call them on 0208732302. Visit woodlands.deftraco.com devtracogroup.com to find out more. This Eid, the celebrations go beyond the fasting. From June 5 to June the 22nd, Samsung is offering you great deals to capture the spirit of the occasion with 100 and 150 CDs off the Samsung Galaxy A05 and A15 phones respectively. You get so much more for so much less. Go to any authorized Samsung shop and save big. Samsung wishes you a happy Eid.
So this week we've had all the big conversations, right? From whether the youth have hope in this country, the little things that are pushing people, people want to leave and all of that. And it reminds me of a conversation I had while we were having Beyond Borders. There was a time I spoke to young doctors, experienced doctors in the UK. Some of the experienced doctors have been there for more than 30 years. And some of the young ones who left Ghana, who are there and starting life. So there was this particular one. I asked if he will ever come back to Ghana to practice. And guess what his response was?
What did he say?
He had a long laugh. Like he laughed for so long. But this gentleman, as I speak, is in the country, right?
Okay.
And we were talking about the little things that put people away, right? Now, some of our public institutions have done well over the period in terms of digitizing their processes and services, and then also trying to optimize things and making sure they perfect their customer service. If I ask you to mention one, Nathan, which institution would you say in Ghana so far is doing well, improving their quality of service, getting better?
Wow. The last one, I said DVLA. Okay, my experience with DVLA, the last time I went there was good.
So DVLA is perfect.
Was good.
Fantastic.
The passport office, when I was getting my new passport, was okay. But of course, in both offices, I applied for premium service. So yes, I don't know what the experience is for those.
The everyday one.
For the everyday one. Because of the exigency, I had to pay for premium. But yes, my experiences at DVLA and the passport office a few years ago was fine. My experience there was fine. My experience at DVLA, this was a few months ago, was also good.
Sky, top of mind, which institutions would you say, public institutions in particular, they've perfected or they are getting better? Their customer service, their delivery, turnaround time, how they handle customers are good. So that even if you're a frustrated Ghanaian, you walked into their office, you come back and like, this is the place. I have hope. I'm going to give my best.
Well, I mean, I will go with Nathan and also go as far as adding the National Identification Authority,
NIA,
okay. And then also the birth and death registry. I mean, they are doing. Of course, the system is not foolproof, right? You still have these challenges that comments like, we don't have papers to print, or this one system is down and all of that, or the cards have this issue or that issue. But if you look at where we've come from and where we are now, you can say with some certainty that indeed processes have become better. As Nathan said, if you go to the premier, what do you call it? The headquarters of the DVLA. The last time I was there, yes, great service. They give you tea to drink. I don't know whether it was because I'm Richard Sky.
Okay,
but
that's a good point.
Yeah, that's right.
Because I'm driving at a point, right? So this young doctor I told you earlier, I met in this was Radisson Blu, close to Heathrow. There was an event, the Ghana Association of Ghanaian Doctors and Dentists in the UK. Something like that, and he was a member. When I asked him whether he was going to come back, so guess what? He's back in town, and then he went to the DVLA. He tried to renew his license, and he's shared on social media an experience he had at the Premium Service Center. Okay. He wasn't too happy about it, and he's actually garnered a lot of comments and a lot of people sharing their experiences along those lines. Now, here's the thing: we have institutions like the Passport Office, DVLA, who have been doing well. And we have encouraged them. We have lauded their leadership for bringing transformation to that. Some will go as far as adding the Ghana Police.
Yeah, Ghana Police. Yes, I mean, that's also remarkable.
Of course, in doing so, in bringing about change, there are some examples and a few occasions where things get wrong that as much as we laud them and commend them for, we need to also point out so that sort of keep up the good work because we've been happy with the change we have seen.
Yeah.
So if there is something that's going to dent that change, we would also sort of put it out there. So his name is Justice Boachi Apia.
Okay.
He's a Ghanaian doctor in the UK, back in Ghana. And maybe I should let you read this experience that he pens on social media.
Oh, that's a lengthy one. It
Yeah.
says that
long one.
DVLA Ghana, the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority Ghana, has caused me to raise my voice at someone for the first time as long as I can remember. Now, against popular advice, I opted to personally go to their Premium Service Center today to renew my driver's license instead of doing connections. Now, I arrived at the Premium Center at the headquarters at 1:55 p.m. By 2:20 p.m., I had completed the eye test. A lady at the application forms desk asked for my number so she could send me a code. She tried twice, but the code did not come through. So she asked for a few minutes to look into the system. A few minutes later, she returned to inform me that they had a different phone number in the system. I was surprised because my phone number has been the same since 2004. When she mentioned the number in the system, it only differed from my correct number by 1 digit.
Okay.
My number ends in 245, but their system had 246. She reassured me that they were going to fix it, and so to wait a few more minutes. I waited for another 50 minutes without resolution. To be fair to the lady, I saw her walk to an office twice to follow up, but all she kept saying was that it was taking time. Mind you, this is a premium service center, which was advertised as a 30-minute service. I requested to see the manager, and he asked me to pay another 130 Ghana cedis to have the phone number corrected. How am I to pay for a mistake I did not cause? Or he said, how am I to pay for a mistake I did not cause? Clearly, this was an error from DVLA. The guy, name withheld for now, asked me to go and find whoever entered it into the DVLA system to correct it for me, because the problem was above him. So I asked him why he would not escalate it to his boss if he felt it were above him. Now, this manager looked into my eyes and told me to go and speak to the CEO myself if I wanted it escalated. That's when I lost it. There were 2 other men who had spent over 4 hours there with the same problem. They heard what the guy said and jammed in because they couldn't believe it. Until this point, I had been calm, but we all lost it at this point. Within five minutes of raising our voices, the correction was miraculously effected. They had been calling whoever was supposed to effect the change, but he wasn't picking up the phone. Just when we raised our voices, he mysteriously appeared to fix the problem. People had been waiting for a resolution too for over 4 hours at a premium service center charging premium fees. When we complain about politicians, about ECG, about the clergy, about whoever, you wonder who the complainants are, because things left in the hands of civil servants. No, let me take that again. You wonder who the complainants are, because things left in the hands of civil servants who join in the complaint wagon seem to be worse off. At the time of leaving, 2.5 hours later, the 2 gentlemen were still there with no resolution to their problem. And the manager was asking us to go to the CEO if we wanted. I refused to call any big person. It shouldn't get there. The system should run. I assured them that this would not be the end of it, and it really wouldn't be. All the noise about digitization, smoothing of processes, and removal of guru boys will make no sense if we cannot fix such silly human elements. I've been livid. Just last week, Opoku, Nshira, and I were with some police officers when they arrested a man who had been driving for over 20 years with an expired license. Maybe that's what we all want. Shaking my head. And I must say that the
a lot of comments.
Lots of comments.
More than 100 comments and people sharing.
Yeah, over 150. Yeah. So many people have commented. For instance, this one is coming in from Manfred, who says the same story 6 months ago. Ditto. I just couldn't wrap my head around having to pay an authority for a mistake they obviously made. I kept asking them to come up with a different story. This one from Alexander says that they prefer the arithmetic progression in 246. On a more serious note, nothing would change. I have given up, unfortunately. After ranting on Facebook about STC last weekend, I've gotten 2 separate reports of similar STC bus wrecks this week. We all go left this country. So you see, people getting frustrated say they want to leave. And this one, for instance, from Angela says, I barely spend an hour at DVLA during such exercises, and it's not even premium or whatever they call it. I have never ever joined a queue at DVLA before, even with my international driver permit. It took me close to an hour to get it done and printed, just because of where my husband works and the relationship they have with these people. It's quite unfortunate on your part. The system in Ghana only favors a few privileged people. And this one from Moses says, this is Ghana. If everything works correctly, how would people get Noko feel? So a lot of comments have come in. And quickly, there's this one from Elaine, who says, I had a similar experience last year too. I was told my car number had been stored wrongly, although it was clearly written on my card. Now,
but whose fault was it?
The lady who was inputting the information told me I had to pay a similar amount to get it rectified. And I'm like, I have to pay for your mistake? It's ridiculous. I couldn't pay. I didn't pay, but I had to leave for work whilst the correction was being made. So the DVLA sticker was delivered to me later. And guess who had to bear the cost? The system is really messed up. They just try to find ways and means of extorting money from people they think can afford to pay more. Sad. You see, these are really, really disturbing accounts of what allegedly is happening at DVLA. And I think institutions of state and businesses generally, private or public, have got to understand that when you in putting in details of a person into a system, if that goes wrong, it is from your side.
Yes.
Right?
Clearly, I didn't enter.
Yeah, that's right. So you can't possibly be asking, and if the report is to be believed, asking the customer in this case to pay for your, mistake. No, it is just completely unacceptable. Because it's not like he was sitting at home, opened the interface on his laptop and put in the details and made a mistake. And therefore, when he came and submitted his documents, you realize that, the name that is on your Ghana card is not the same as the name that is in the system because you had clicked an E instead of a Y. Do you understand? So in correcting that, with the greatest respect to the guys, the people at DVLA, it cannot be that the customer would have to pay for it. And I have very, very serious doubts if the payments that they were demanding, there's some official backing for it. And if there is an official backing for it, it cannot be acceptable. Because in any case, you are, according to the reports, the ones who made the mistake.
Yeah.
So go into the system and correct it. I'm not so sure what administrative costs would have been incurred by simply going into the system to correct a mistake that you allegedly made. Correct it, let's make progress. It's not like the person has come to you and says that, I have changed my address, or that I have changed my name, I have changed my details, so please.
I made a mistake.
I made a mistake, so let's alter those.
Yeah.
You see, the reason those payments would be charged on someone who made a mistake is to ensure that, look, because you pay for effecting the right changes, you have to be mindful when you are putting the details in.
Yep.
You understand? So, because you know that, if I make a mistake and I go to DVLA, they will have to charge me for the mistake that I have made. You'll be more rigorous. You will be more diligent in how you feed your details into the system.
Yeah.
But if you have a data entry officer there, and he made a mistake according to the reports, and if the reports are to be believed, and the person has come to you and said that, look, that is not my number. You entered the wrong details into the system. With the greatest respect to the leaders there, I think it's completely unacceptable, if the reports are to be believed, to be charging them. And then also, you see, the systems must begin to speak to each other, right?
Yeah.
According to the story, his number moved from 5 to 6.
Yeah, so it ends with 2, 4, 5, and then now what they rather have?
Yeah, somebody
2,
clicks
4, 6
exactly.
Also, yeah.
You see, in a system that is working properly, the systems are speaking to each other. His details are National Identification Authority, and if you see how the capacity of that card, the information it is capable of carrying, what it can do in Ghana and what it can do externally, there is no way we should have a new interface at DVLA or some other institution where people are having to manually enter details of persons coming in.
So because of his Ghana card, once he produces it at the DVLA, they should be able to automatically access his information.
Because it is possible to compartmentalize what information is available to the Food and Drugs Authority, what information is available to the Ghana Revenue Authority, what information is available to the Passport Office, what information is available to the DVLA. That can be done given the capacity of the card that we have. So that if you go to the DVLA, the specific information they need on you, your name, your date of birth, other relevant details. So that when you key your Ghana card into the system, because it is DVLA and because the protocols, and I'm using protocols in a technical sense, because the protocols allow DVLA officers to see only this type of information, not your health records or some other information not relevant for their purpose, that will come up. And then that will be the input for the card that will be produced, which is the output for you, right? But that is not what we have. In many cases, the Electoral Commission, for instance, I can't see why the life of me, we still in this country, after having collected so many data on people across the country, produce the national ID card, we still have people going to queue to register their details for the EC to compile a register. It doesn't make sense to me, with the greatest respect. And it is a waste of the limited resources that we have as a country. Why am I saying so? The Ghana card has details of you sitting here. If you have to go to the Electoral Commission to register, all you need to do is to produce the card. It has a unique, number, a number that is unique to only you. It is not possible that Nathan can use the same number.
No way.
Your thumbprint is not the same as Nathan's thumbprint. Your biometrics generally not the same as if they took your pupil, whatever, for instance. It is not possible that yours will be similar to Nathan's.
Yeah.
So once you hand that card over to the EC officer, it should be possible for that information to roll out of the NIA system, be fed into the EC system, and there's no need for, let us chook in this, let's put in these details. And then you have party agents going to sit there, and then there's a fight, they are choking people. People say, you are not Ghanaian, you are not this, you are not 18, you are not 18, you are 18, you are not 18. I concede that indeed, not all of us have the Ghana card. But those are isolated cases. And in those cases, special arrangements has got to be made to deal with their concerns. But the idea that every election year, we will go and vote billions in Parliament, give it to the Electoral Commission. They send people around the country. They call people to come and form queues and register. It is a waste of our resources. I do not think that the framers of the Constitution, when they were talking that the EC has a power to compile the register, that means that every year what they do is to do fresh registration. If the systems have been put in place, in the case of the NIA, for instance, where they collect the data and the data is reliable, as we have been told, rely on their data and to a great extent produce a credible register. what we are doing currently is just a waste of our resources. People should be ashamed of themselves.
It appears that as much as we are trying to digitize and move into a seamless economy where things will work for people, less frustration, reduce the queues and the time wasted in queues and all of that, sometimes it will appear that the human beings manning and influencing some of these spaces deliberately push in some of these things in order to extort money from the unsuspecting public. But the DVLA, credits to them, they use their social media handle to respond to the gentleman's post. Don't forget, we are talking about
social
the
media
DVLA.
is very engaging.
They are very engaging, very responsive, which is good. Now, the response says, we apologize for the frustrating experience you had at our service center. We understand that the error caused a delay in your driver's license renewal, and we appreciate your patience. We are investigating the matter and will take necessary steps to prevent such in the future. We value your feedback and assure you that we are committed to improving our services. Thank you for bringing this to our attention. Certainly, we're also amplifying this so that DVLA knows that they've been doing good and we've been talking about it. We've been commending them. And the same Ghanaians who were praising them when they were doing good are raising these issues as some of their people are trying to frustrate the process. So while they investigate, they should investigate this matter properly. Some of the people who have been found or who get found to be deliberately doing this, they should make examples of them. People should get to know. The public should get to know. And for all those who pay those monies, are they going to return the monies to them? Is there any compensation they will pay the people? And for the people who've wasted their time and all of that, what do they make of that? Because from Justice's account, you clearly see that for those who raised their voices and made noise, their situation was fixed ASAP. But the others who are still sitting there 2 hours even prior, they are still there when Justice and his friends got their issues solved and they left. So something must be done. Our state institutions must know that, our eyes are everywhere. We are paying attention. And when they do right, we will let the world know. And if things are not going right too, we will let the world know as well.
Just to add, the immigration service, for instance. Previously when you're leaving the country, there's this card, that you fail. That card just annoys me. Right?
Yeah, it's no longer in the system.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And when you're coming back again,
you'll be feeling it on the flight.
Oh my God!
When you're sleeping, you won't sleep more, and they will come and wake you up and give you the card, and you have to fill it. And if you don't fill it, then you have a problem. You see, we have been able to take that out of the system now. Yeah. You are going out. They take your passport. When they scan it and do their things, details fed into the system. You go out and you come back. You have a similar treatment, and then you're out of there. Now, this is saving time. Time, we're told, is money, right? I think the DVLA, if the systems are not speaking to each other, it should be coming in from the top. The presidency has got to lead it. So that when I hand over my DVLA, my NIA card to the DVLA, all they need to do is to scan it.
Yeah.
And all the information relevant for their purpose will be generated, and it will be consistent with what is in the system at the NIA.
Yeah.
There should not be any. I'm getting a comment from a friend of mine who says that he doesn't believe that the data is free, and if you want to use it,
you're not talking to each other.
Yeah, that's why you have to apply for it and you have to pay for it. Granted, of course, the DVLA service that I'm applying for, I pay for it.
It's premium, actually.
Exactly. So if I pay for it, it should be possible to come up with is it cost sharing? No,
right.
or profit sharing arrangement, which allows for, if the data is coming in from the National Identification Authority,
DVLA will pay a token.
Exactly. If it is 5%, you are paying 10%, 20%. That arrangement should be there so that we can ensure data integrity. But the fact that officers are making mistakes and the person applying for the service is having to pay for it, it undermines the whole system.
It does.
And this is not how it is done elsewhere. It is not how it is done elsewhere. And we need to do better. We need to do better.
So there are some messages coming in. We'll try and get feedback from the DVLA as well. But Nathan will share some of the messages we're seeing.
I think Tema, he says, I think this DVLA thing is intentionally created. I believe the records are intact, but the workers use this trick to extort money from people. Maybe we should request a printout of records the next time they ask for money for any corrections. I see. I've been to the DVLA Premium Service Center many times. I've never had a challenge. The service was quick, except for the excessive overpricing of the service. This one says, the same thing happened to me at the Registrar General. My certificate was to be ready in a month. I gave it an extra month, but when I went, I didn't get it. I had to wait for another 2 weeks. I returned, and the same story. I then started a scene. The supervisor asked the lady at the desk to check if the certificate was ready, and within minutes, she returned with it. Koku from OEB. This one says, on the basis of this lamentation, I say without apology that no institution ranks 30% in terms of customer service in Ghana. If you are not privileged or connected to a household name, forget it. The day Ghana will happen to you, you will comprehend the lamentations. Yakubu Ibn Chambers. That's true. And customer service, especially in terms of the government, the front-facing government services, has to improve. It has to be better. This one says, I paid premium fees for prestige services at DVLA, PC Center and Cantonment. I spent 5 hours at the center for a service that was expected to last 15 minutes.
That's not right. That's not right. That can't be right.
Yeah.
5 hours is so much waste of your time.
Yeah. Productive man hour is gone. The systems are not working at all. I wanted to buy a passport form online, which was difficult for me. So I decided to go to the passport office. Surprisingly, I was told by an officer to find a Guru boy to help me. Wow. This one says, I changed my number from AT to MTN, and when I was renewing my license, I was charged 100 cedis to update my contact details. I couldn't believe it. Charging to update my number? Wow. This one says, at the moment, I'm on a serious controversy with the Registrar General's Department for inputting my date of birth as 1957. 67, sorry, when I'm just 40 plus. They're asking me to pay for the correction. I told them I won't, and they told me they would not. I've left my documents with them and spoken to someone who's preparing to escalate their delay and loss to my business. The courts go here of we all to put this illegal fee matter to an end. You have a Ghana card that has a SIM card, and yet people want to enter these things manually.
It doesn't
Junior
make sense.
Blade.
It doesn't make sense.
Junior, we are backing you with the court case. This one says, a similar thing happened to me at the Ghana Water Company. My meter was stolen last year, and I requested for a new one. When the new one was installed, the reader mistakenly put me on a commercial basis instead of domestic, putting me on a bill of 1,500 cedis to pay. I went to their office to get it corrected and was asked to pay the bill before the mistake could be corrected. I did all I could, but no one was ready to listen. I finally had to pay because they threatened to disconnect me if I did not pay, and I did not have a choice.
This one says, it's obvious the misnumbering is deliberate. The officer responsible for this should be simply fired. That's how to ensure that the system works as designed. It's coming in from Kweku. Many more comments coming in. This one says that, well, I alluded to this much earlier, that there's a suggestion that, maybe the systems are
not talking to each other
because of some cost. But we should move away from this. Look, elsewhere, you don't even need to go to any premium center, anything. You are sitting in the cozy comfort of your home or your office. You go online, you provide the details that you need to provide, or you key in your national ID card or whatever it may be, passport or whatever it may be. And then the system will raise all the necessary information. And then if you have to pay for the service, you pay with your bank card or whatever you have to pay online. And then you select. If it is premium, it is delivered to you in your mailbox, or if it is door-to-door delivery, that is done. You pay for it.
Good thing is Sika Antubre.
I know what you're saying.
Sika Antubre, money do not mean suffering.
Okay.
But that is the name of an official at the DVLA.
Okay, Sika Antubre.
Yeah,
okay.
He is the head of brands and digital marketing.
Oh, beautiful.
So we're going to talk to Sika Antubre quickly and get more information. Sika Antubre, good morning and thank you for joining us. Last time we had you in the studio, and indeed we have confirmed our experience at your premium center in the past. Things had improved and they were getting better, but from the complaints we are seeing, getting from our listeners and what we have read so far, I'm sure it has come to your attention. It looks like the promise of premium is not being delivered. What do you have to say?
Well, thank you very much, Caleb, and good morning to everyone listening. Well, we acknowledge what happened with Justice. Personally, I was present when it happened. We apologized to him. We got it resolved. There are two issues that needs clarification. So there's something we call amendment of records, and it happens in almost all the data collection, institutions where, you put a data, you give us a data, and later you want to change your name or you change your telephone number. We realized that when the national, exercise to ensure that all numbers were registered was done, you and I know that some numbers, those were actually for, they stopped using most of it. And so when it comes to you coming to us that your number wasn't registered or you stopped using the number, you traveled, you came, your telco has not given you the number, so you're using a different number. It's an amendment of record, and we have approval of fees from the Fees and Charges Committee of Parliament to charge that. So it's not even coming from the soldiers. We don't charge the public. We are instructed or given the power to. And so when that happens, then you are charged a fee for amendment of those records, because then you have to go to the system, and it's just probably for the processing. But it's different when we realize that you have, the second issue is when we realize that we made a typo error, you are not charged for it. For instance, so the gentleman that had the issue that day, two of them were not charged because we realized that we made a clerical error, and so they were not charged. But one, there was a complete change of the number. When you want to completely change your number, you are amending your records. For instance, you come and maybe you're married, you change your name, and then you come to us that you want to change you want to go back to your maiden name. That is an amendment of records, and you are charged for it. What happened was probably sometimes these things will happen. We are so committed to delivering our service within the time, and I think that the service is open. Guys from you have been to the office, and without anybody assisting you, know what happened. And so this is just one off. We have taken a review of it yesterday.
Well, it doesn't appear to be one off. A good number of people are complaining about this particular issue, and it appears that a trend is being established here with respect to the inputs of people's data that your officers inputs wrongly. So it's not that they have had their data changed, but your officers are inputting this wrongly. So from your investigations, which you assured him you are going to do, what have you found out is the trend? And that demand for 130 Ghana cedis from the people whose data your officers have wrongly imputed, are you going to pay it back to them?
So that's what I'm saying, that when you realize that it's an error from us, you don't pay. And they encourage the customer to insist on it, that this record, that is if you are sure. And there's a system we use to check that it is not fine. We have to go to the back end. And that's what causes sometimes the delay. So there was a bit of delay with Justice because we wanted to ensure that it is not us who made the mistake, but it's the customer who get the wrong data. It just probably cost just about 5 minutes of time to ensure that our back end checks that. And so for those customers that had gone through this experience, we are so sorry about it. We are rectifying the situation. Yesterday, there was a meeting with the chief executive, and we are reviewing even the entire amendment issue to see where we can actually go back to. Maybe go back to Parliament and, give a certain data that this is the result of a report we're having, and then we can, ask for, or, ask that will be slashed off or something. But we are still committed to serving the public. Our service, the delivery time is still same. Yesterday, I was there myself personally almost the whole day, and then the service is as normal as it has been.
Right. So, I mean, the other pain point for a lot of people, reason why they are paying premium is time. The fact that they have to be in the queue for so long, and so they pay premium so that you're able to fast track the process for them. And the other point is what could have eliminated all this renewal, wrong input of digits, is the fact that the people have their Ghana card and all their bio data is already on the Ghana card. So why do I still need to come and give you my raw data when giving you my Ghana card you would have access to my bio data? Is NIA's system not talking to the DVLA system?
The NIA system is talking to the DVLA system as of now. We're doing the integration, it's done. So for those who even registered that vehicle this year, you would need to take a selfie, a picture, and NI system populate our system for us. So you don't tell us who you are as Caleb. You take a photo from and NI will tell us, okay, this is actually Caleb. These are his details. So the NI system, as of now, we've integrated now, and so it's talking to us now. So this problem will go off. What we are doing now is to clean the data that probably was either wrongly entered or, customers if they gave us some wrong data, we're trying to clean those systems. So as of now, we won't have this problem moving forward because the NI system is actually talking to us.
For those who have sought to renew or obtain licenses who complain that it's been months or years and they've not had access to it, have you factored in how to address their concerns? What's the problem there, and how are you going to, what's the assurance you have for them?
I didn't get the question. If you can repeat it.
So some of the people have also complained that in trying to access or acquire a license, they make payments, but it takes so long and it doesn't seem to be worth it. Has that come to your attention? How are you seeking to address that?
Yes. So on our social media pages, we see daily reports on this, and we address them. We are very active on our social media, on Instagram, and Facebook, on Twitter, TikTok. And so we're advising customers that if you have such an issue, you can call our lines, or you go to our Facebook and make a complaint, and we will redirect it to the team, and it will be worked on. The challenge has been, and honestly, to Ghanaians, the challenge has been that over the past some years ago, we had people trying to go through, these guru boys and all that. These guru boys are no more in existence, I would say, properly so-called, because now you can't even deal with them because our system is like that. It's so robust, you can't come in. And so we have people who have given wrong data, people who have done a lot of wrong things in the past, probably like 10 years ago, and we are trying to rectify all those ones. And so that causes delay sometimes, and we acknowledge it. And we are saying that if you have a challenge, just call any of our customer service line or come to any of the social. Now, people are really active on social media. Just put in a complaint and it will get resolved. And if you need a comment, you realize that a lot also acknowledge that, yes, this was the issue that, this has been the good thing that the center has brought, but DVLA has really greatly improved. And we're just encouraging Ghanaians that the public, that please talk to us, call our call center lines, go to our social media pages and do give us a complaint. We keep getting better. And it's obvious that, and from all the experience that you yourself and those around listening have really gone through. We acknowledge, however, that sometimes there are shortfalls, and we are rectifying them as and when they come.
So I go to one of your premium centers and I pay for those services. What's the turnaround time? What's your promise?
We should be off within an hour. It depends. But if I just do a renewal of a sticker, within 10 to 15 minutes, should be off from our premises. And this, I'm sure today you can send your reporters, not because maybe this matter came out, but that has been consistent. Renewal, turnaround time, within 10 to 15 minutes, you have to go. But one of the things that we need to acknowledge is that when you are doing an eye test, the eye test is not part of our process in terms of the receipt center. So you do an eye test at an approved place, you bring the receipt, and when you enter our office, within 15 minutes for renewal, you should go. If you are printing the card in about an hour, you should have left our place.
Siga, how do you get customer feedback? I have a lot of comments for you. I'll be reading for you after this conversation. But how do customers engage you beyond social media, which you've already mentioned, though?
Yes. So you could call our customer service lines, or you can walk into any offices. We're actually opening more offices. We're on the Spinters Road now. We are opening from 1st July. We will be at STC, the training school. We're opening an ultra service center there. We're actually coming very close to the people. So just walk in anytime, do call us, and please, anytime. And the reason why we are promoting a lot of the social media, because people are really readily there. So you just send it to us and send us a complaint and respond instantly. If you realize justice posted, and within some few minutes we came to respond because we're very active. Also on social media.
Which is good, but I'm also learning from Justice that because he refused to pay and made noise about it, his issue was rectified. But for the other two gentlemen whose numbers had to be changed, they had to pay 130 cedis. So I want to get an assurance from you. If your officers make a mistake in putting my data into your system, and your officers charge me to have it paid, if I come there with evidence, are you going to compensate me? And is this going to stop anytime soon?
Like I said yesterday, the chief executive himself chaired a meeting that is reviewing the whole payment system as in the amendments. But like I had said early on, we do not charge you if we made a mistake. It's not possible we charge you. And for those who have it, they should file the complaints. We'll look at it and get back to them. But moving forward, we are reviewing the whole process, and we are committed to ensuring that we deliver the best quality of service to the public, we have been doing for the past 7 years.
Fair enough. Sikanto Brands and Digital Marketing, thank you for talking to us. That's Sikanto from DVLA. There's a lot we have to say in the studio and so many comments, but we'll take a very quick break.
I just want to say that, I mean, it's so refreshing hearing his concessions and the points that he had to reinforce. He's spoken well, like someone who really is feeling for the customer and then also at the same time feeling for the workers there. This is how we should talk about problems, how we're dealing with it, and what challenges we have, and all of that. I doff my hat out to him. I mean, he's spoken well.
Yeah.
You know, he's not come to say, defend, blah, blah. You hear that from other...
He's a lawyer. I think
but there are lawyers who do. But honestly, I think that he has truly represented DVLA well this morning. He made concessions, these ones, we are making efforts to correct them. These ones, we made a mistake. If they're charging for it, it is wrong, and blah, blah, blah. So yes, it's
this is how we want
this is how we want.
So do you want timetable for the next 3 weeks?
As for the timetable, we need to
take a break. We'll be back.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest
And the Agribusiness Forum is happening today at the Alisa Hotel, Ridge, Accra. Time is 10 a.m. If you've registered for this Agribusiness Forum, I'm sure you're on your way already to Alisa Hotel. The topic is understanding the agribusiness value chain, opportunities for additional revenue. You need additional revenue, you need to understand the agribusiness value chain. And guess what? We have convened some of the finest brains in the sector to teach you and instruct you in the way of agribusiness. Moderator Vivian Kailoko. Mr. Kwesi Koboy is the CEO of Gesal. He's speaking. Dr. Amos Rutherford Azinu, Legacy Crop Improvement Center founder. He's speaking as well. Selom Agudu is the chief farmer at Urban Jungle Agro. He is there, as well as Daniel Fahene Akwe, Group CEO, Agri Impact Limited, happening at the Lisa Hotel Ridge, 10 a.m. this morning. This is the registration number. I'm sure it's full now, but 0205 973 973, 0205 973 973. Call this number and check if there is a spot you can jump onto the bandwagon. And Father's Day is just around the corner. The Africa World Airlines. Have you noticed that the buzz around Father's Day this year is almost non-existent? It doesn't, of course, we can't compare to our mothers, but what if fathers do you people for this country?
But why not? I think it's equality, right? Fathers too should enjoy some, but I think the responsible one.
But you see, when it's Mother's Day, we never raise the issue of the...
No. It's all about responsibility. Not merely because you have, mother the child or father the child should not mean that you should...
Listen, celebrate your father. That's what we're saying. Father's Day
there are mothers and there are fathers who just don't do their duty.
But fathers are doing well. Yourself, you're doing amazing.
The point I'm making is there are those who are not doing what they have to do.
No, when it's Father's Day, let's forget about those who are not doing what they have to do. They don't earn the institution the title of fathership or fatherhood.
Well, some would throw the Bible at you and say, you say honor your father and mother. They didn't say that honor the responsible father.
So if you're looking for an amazing way to honor your father this Father's Day,
the same scripture also tells
fathers
what to do. That don't provoke your children, and two, if you are a father and you don't take care of your household, you are worse than an infidel.
Okay.
That's what Apostle Paul says. You are worse than an infidel.
When it's Father's Day, the ammunitions that are unleashed on fathers is here. Fathers, God is our strength. Well, I have words, yes. I have words. So
no, you are a father in many ways.
Well, my Father's Day is just around the corner. The Africa World Airlines is ready to make it extra special for you and your dad. Picture you and your dad in his coolie high and his suspenders and his old school trousers and boots, in the skies, creating unforgettable memories, chit-chatting and gisting, going down memory lane, and all the gossips you have about your mother and the other siblings and everybody in the neighborhood. You can do this in the Alupre. In the Alupre.
Correct.
Several feet above sea level.
Thank you.
They'll be looking down the earth.
Yes.
Look at this is the house your mother. I met your mother. She'll be telling you how she met your mother, man. Africa World Airlines is making that possible. Very simple. Send us an email, celebrations@flyafricaworld.com, with your booking details, your message, and your selected packet. Book your tickets now and let's celebrate fathers in style. As a top-up, 3 complimentary tickets will be awarded to fathers who fly with us on Father's Day in a lucky dip. So this is the number to call. It's very simple. You remember 0800 200 200 or 0242 438888 for further information. Notes of your messages are here. We'll be bringing them to you. But if you're an JHS student in Ghana, wordsmith, passion for development, you have a way with words that captivate and inspire, join the Literacy Challenge now, because we're on a nationwide search for the most outstanding junior high school student in Ghana. It's on, it's happening. Do you think it could be you? I believe it is you. You'd go home with 10,000 Ghana cedis and a glitzy trophy. This is the topic. In no less than 600 words, Write about the role of the youth in shaping the future of Ghana. What changes would you like to see, and how can young people contribute to making them happen? Your script must be in your own handwriting. It's endorsed by your parents. You add your full contact details. The deadline is Saturday the 13th of July 2024. Submit your entries to the front desk of Channel 1 TV at Chesano Citi FM at Adabaka. Post by GP 14123 across Central. For inquiries, call 0205 973 973. Literacy Challenge is powered by Channel 1 TV, supported by Citi FM, and is sponsored by Ghana National Gas Company, A-Life Soap, and Fortune Spread.
Now, Pearson is hosting its first ever study abroad seminar and fair at the Citi Conference Center right here at the University of Ghana. The event will showcase the Pearson Test of English, your best choice of a study abroad English proficiency exam. It's happening on the 15th of June, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. There will also be a special representation from the MasterCard Foundation Scholars Program in partnership with the University of Pretoria to support our youth with fully funded scholarships in pursuing their dreams abroad. The event is open to the public. Call 0503 755568 for more details. Picture this: you've closed from work and you are tired and you want to sleep, but the mattress is sagging beneath you. It's not pleasant. Go and buy latex foam. Mattress that will not sag, mattress that is strong and firm. You can enjoy lying on that. Call them on 0302 231155 or 0322 008 or visit their website latexfoamghana.com, or get to any of their showrooms and have a look at all the wonderful things they are doing. Now, if you are interested in Canadian immigration and learning how to avoid fraud, and you are interested in knowing how to detect and avoid fraudulent solicitations for your journey to Canada, then the Black Africans RCIC group, in collaboration with Asker Immigration Consulting Services, they have the answers for you. They have a free live webinar where they delve deep into the realm of immigration fraud and all related matters. It's happening on the 22nd of June at 8 p.m. GMT or 2000 hours, live on Facebook at BA-RCIC. The topic: fraud awareness, Canada immigration. So join the feed on the 22nd of June and learn more.
Nice one. Now, there are several messages. Sky will help us with some of them.
Well, this one says, what's this premium center nonsense? Can the average Ghanaian get good customer service without paying extra? Go to the premium passport center and you again be asked to pay for VIP service.
VIP service in the premium center.
Yeah, what did we do to get these services? Well, I mean, it's not unique to Ghana. You know, in many parts of the world, where do you go? You can either pay for premium or you pay for the regular route.
But still within the premium.
But that doesn't mean that if you pay for the regular route, you shouldn't have a decent amount
service.
I mean, really, that has got to be dealt with. Good morning. I have the same issue with the NIA. My Ghana card doesn't have my information on it, meaning it was blank when I went for it. Now they are asking me to pay before it is rectified. Mind you, I was not the one who caused it, but I have to pay for their mistake. Usu from them. This is completely unacceptable, and if Professor Kenatefa is listening, that should not be happening. Good morning, City. Why not talk about birth certificate? It's even more than acquiring a US visa. Call them, ask their problems. They are part of They're part of
the difficulty in getting a Ghana card.
Oh, okay. It's coming from Maxwell.
Yes. Maxwell should have run his comment through AI.
Yeah, you see, okay, let me just comment on that. Maxwell, if you know where the search engine is on top of your WhatsApp, app, you know, there's something there. You see, it sometimes it turns blue, blah, blah, blah. You call it Meta, right? It's AI, artificial intelligence, a large language model. So when you finish writing your message, it will be useful if you can respectfully feed that in there and ask it to refine the message for you or to correct errors that may be lacking in there. It will refine it for you. Then you copy it and you send it to us. In that case, you know, we know what we're reading.
AI Ubosogo. AI ambassador.
Otherwise, you know, you install the system in here to do the correction. And from Tema says, good morning. I think this DVLA thing is intentionally created. I believe the records are intact, but the workers use this trick to extort money from the people. Maybe we should request a printout of records the next time they ask for money for any corrections. This one says, this wrong number error at the Premium Service Center is becoming a norm rather than the exception. My wife and 2 of her colleagues face the same situation at the Cantonment's Premier Center. And this one says, good morning, Caleb. I started a replacement process in August 2023, I would imagine, not 23, at the DVLA. I was supposed to have my license, released by December 2023. Could you believe that up to date, I still haven't received my license? Wow. You go and they only extend my collection date. It is frustrating. This is unacceptable. They have to do something about it. Good morning, Citi. These problems started showing when some of the people or workers at the Premier Center were changed. I think there should be another orientation carried out for the new staff in there. And this one is coming in from Cephas in Wager. Says, my wife paid for premium service in February. She has not even received a text message to that effect. When we inquired, we were told no new licenses have been issued. Can you imagine that? And this one from Kofi in Ashalaboche says, did they do the back end check before asking Justice to pay 130 Ghana cedis to correct his phone number? This one says, good morning, Richard and team. I've been to the DVLA Premium Service Center many times and never had any challenge. Service was quick, except for the excessive pricing of the service.
Interesting. So those were some of your comments. A lot more of them. We'll be bringing them to you shortly. And of course, Nathan's conversation with a Ghanaian who has been in Japan for more than 3 decades will come your way soon. But we have our friends from Ecobank in the building. Ecobank is in the building. And they're talking about the Ecobank Million Gang promotion. Ecobank Million Gang promotion. What's that? How do you benefit from that? We'll tell you about that shortly. But before then, listen, if you need a break, you need to fly out, you need to watch some greeneries and enjoy a space away from the familiar, I recommend Global Wings Travel and Tours to you. This September, they are on a journey of a lifetime. They're taking you on a whirlwind tour of Malaysia and Singapore as a breathtaking attraction all over Asia. And we're taking you to experience the thrill of Kuala Lumpur with our captivating city tour, where you visit the Petronas Twin Tower and soar above the city on the Genting Highland Skyway cable ride. Then venture into Singapore for an unforgettable trip to Sentosa Island and a full city tour, where you will marvel at the gardens by the bay. With luxurious 4-star accommodations, visa facilitation, return tickets, travel insurance, air taxes, and airport transfers included. This is just the getaway you've been waiting for, my friend. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to explore 2 of Asia's most iconic destinations with Global Wings Travel and Tour. Book now by calling or WhatsApping 055-3688-398 or 0550-188-181. Follow us on social media at Global Wings Travel GH. Pack your bags, people, pack your bags, and let Global Wings whisk you away on the journey of a lifetime. In the meantime, we have friends from Ecobank. And we are talking about the Million Gang promotion. I love the name, Million Gang promotion. Are you sharing $1 million? Can I get $1 million? I'm going to keep it in my kitchen.
It's $1 million Ghana cedis worth of prizes that we're giving.
Oh, you're giving prizes out to people?
Yep.
With $1 million Ghana cedi?
Yes, hence a Million Gang.
The Million Gang promotion. Now, you had the voice of Regina Ofori. Please let us know what you do at Ecobank.
At Ecobank, I work with the commercial banking team in Ghana.
Okay.
I head our digital sales unit. And then I work with the group marketing team. I'm the lead for digital marketing for Ecobank Group.
But you're not here alone.
Yes.
Who's here?
Yes, Caleb. William Dansoabiam.
Okay.
Yes, I head consumer products
Right.
with Ecobank Ghana. I'm not wearing double hats like her.
your hat is lighter.
You know.
I like it. So Million Gang promotion. How do I qualify? How can I be part of this? What's at stake?
Okay, so to qualify for the Million Gang promotion, of course, you must be an Ecobank customer.
Right.
And have an account with us.
Right.
And then you make a deposit of 500 Ghana cedis.
Okay.
And multiples of that.
Okay.
So 500 Ghana cedis and multiples of that. So 500, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000.
Right.
And each 500 Ghana cedi deposit that you make increases your chances of winning in this promotion.
Oh, okay. So anything less doesn't.
You always have to
500
get
and more.
so it's multiple. So 500, another 500, another. So you can actually deposit 1 million Ghana cedis. So it's million divided by 500, and the count you get is your entries that you get.
So if I have 1 million every other week, I should just deposit 500.
No, if I just deposit the million once.
Oh, okay.
And then so it typically means 1 million divided by 500. And what's the count that we get from there?
But if I have 1 million Ghana cedi, when I participate in million Ghana games,
oh, you will. Yeah, because you have
know.
exciting prizes that we're giving. Because you keep your money, of course, you get all your interest on it. And this is actually, on top of all the benefits you get, we are rewarding you with cash as well. So you will and you must.
I see. Now, how do I get to participate?
So I mean, of course, it's for everybody in Ghana.
Okay.
All right. So once you have an account with Ecobank, you have an opportunity to be part of this. Whether your account is a current account, a savings account, even your enhanced express account, you have an opportunity to be part of it. If you don't have an account with Ecobank, it's your time to open an account with us. And it's so easy to do that. Just go to our website, www.ecobank.com, and select Ghana, and you have an opportunity to do that. Or you walk to any of our branches, or download our mobile app, and you have an opportunity to have an account with Ecobank. So long as you have an account with Ecobank and you are 18 years and above, you qualify to be part of this. All you need to do is just bring in the funds, let them stay for a minimum of 7 days.
Okay.
And hey, you are in.
Wow. And how long is this running?
So we are running. We started in May, and we are running till end of July.
Okay.
And it's exciting to know that the first draw is already out.
Yeah,
and
I'm
we've had over 2,500 winners.
Wow.
I'm telling you.
That's incredible. 2,500 winners. What were some of the rewards they got?
So we gave cash prizes.
Okay.
And then we also gave vouchers, fuel vouchers, airtime. So we had people walking away with 10,000 Ghana cedis, 5,000 Ghana cedis. In fact, the least amount we gave was 2,000 Ghana cedis.
Wow.
Yes.
What would I do with 10,000 Ghana cedis this weekend?
Yeah, 10,000 Ghana cedis. So the draw was actually on...
Yes, it was on
Tuesday. And as William said, over 2,500 Ghanaians and Ecobank customers won.
And this is
so
across the country?
Yes.
So
we
have winners from Tamale, from Sunyani, from Kumasi, and in Accra, different.
What's the feeling like? Did they believe that they actually won what they did with how much they put in
there?
It's
the reason why for this promotion, when we say the Ecobank Million Gang promotion, we said, "Hey my God, that's
my God!" Oh,
like you call people and they are just wondering, like, seriously, is it true? Yes. 10,000 Ghana cedis.
For 5 minutes.
So there's a guy, I mean, his story, I'm sure when they are done and they capture it, you hear it.
Tell me about it.
He opened a Light KYC account. We call that the Express account.
Okay.
And he's been running it for close to about 7 months now. And of course, he keeps funding. This is a Light KYC account. All you need is your Ghana card.
Okay.
And he happened to be one of those who had 10,000. The guy could not believe it.
Hey my God.
Hey my God. Hey my God.
AMG.
10,000 Ghana cedis.
Yeah.
Wow, I like it. So how can I be part of this? I don't know if you've mentioned this already. Just remind us. I mean, we really want to know so that the way Ghana make hot, no?
You know, right?
We want to say the "Hey, my God" song. I make who girlfriend, I make who the richest man. I'm sure if you got the "Hey, my God" experience this weekend, you'll love it. So tell me about it.
Yes. So as we said earlier, you have to be an Ecobank customer, have an account with us. Any of our accounts. So you have current account, salary account, the Ecobank Express account,
right?
And then you could also have the savings account. And then you must be 18 years and above.
Okay.
Then you should be depositing in that account. And we expect that you deposit 500 Ghana cedis or multiples of that in your account. Once you make the deposit, you leave the deposit in your account for 7 days.
Otherwise, we'll drop it today and remove it today.
You leave it there for 7 days. And we also encourage our customers to use our digital channels as well. So our flagship channel, Ecobank Mobile for consumers, we encourage them to use it to make transactions. And that's all you do. And then you sit back, you relax, and then we have our mini draws and we have the main draws as well. So we have the main draw, as we mentioned earlier, this week, and we have 2 mini draws yet to happen before the end of the promotion, and then we have 2 major draws as well.
How will I hear about it? How will I know that I won,
Okay, so when we are
because
done
I'm
with
sure
the
after depositing by 500, I can't sleep.
you need to enter into prayer. You need to.
Oh yeah. You have to enter.
Look, of course, you need to ensure that your chances are really secured. So all you can do to
if you can't sleep, then you pray.
Exactly.
It's a good thing to do, actually.
Sure. It's good for you. So we had, as you mentioned, our draw happened, and the good thing is that we are doing this in partnership with the NLA.
Oh.
Yeah. So we have their backing. They were there on Tuesday 11th. With us, and they are going to be there all the draws. So
right.
you know that this is valid, this is satisfied, and they are with us. So as soon as you come out as part of the winners, we have a team from our contact center, and our number remains 080 000 3225. 080 000 3225. Yes,
cool.
Our team from the contact center will reach out to you,
right,
and they will let you know. If it's a cash reward, we'll credit your account first.
Oh, okay.
Before we even do the call. If it's a gift voucher, normally the gift. Hey, my God! So those who are getting the gift cards and the fuel cards normally would want to know where you'd want to pick it, and once you let us know, would just
the fuel is very important.
It's very important.
It's very important.
So we'll give you the call, and we are saying this because sometimes people can also take advantage and reach out to people. So please, if you are not too sure about the calls you are getting, don't worry. Just walk to the nearest Ecobank branch or call our line 080 000 3225, and we'll certify that for you.
Fantastic, lady, gentlemen. Thank you for sharing the my God experience, the million game promotion. Yes. It's amazing. We'll all do well to be part. Regina Ofori, Head Digital Sales, CMB Ecobank Group Digital Marketing Lead, and William Danso Abiam, Head of Consumer Products. So let's take your final words before you take leave of us, yeah?
So this is to say thank you to Ghana, and especially to our cherished customers for their custom and doing business with us. This is our way of saying thank you to them for their loyalty. And so we'd encourage all our customers, if you are yet to actively be a part of this promotion, we still have a long way to go. So we just ended the first draw. There's a second draw, and there's a final draw. In between those draws are also the 2 mini draws. So you are not late. Please go to the branch, go to our deposit taking ATMs, go to the over 6,000 express points that we have dotted around in Ghana. Make a deposit of 500 Ghana cedis or multiples of it in your account. Leave it there for 7 days. Continue to use your trusted channels that you know, our USSD *770# or the mobile app channel to transact, and be ready to experience this and say, my God, when you receive your prize. And thank you so much.
We can't wait to say, my God. William, your final words.
Yes, my final words. So again, Ecobank has been doing this for years. 2 years ago, we did the salary promo. Last year, we did the salary double salary promo. So every year, we find a way just to get our customers, just to say thank you to them. And this year, this is what we are doing. Just make sure you are part of this. Maybe you're asking yourself, how do I find my account? As Regina said, let me just put a bit of emphasis on that. You can actually use, if your funds are sitting in a Momo account, you can actually bring it in. Of course, the platforms are there for you to do that. You could also walk to our express point. You could come to our branches. You could do a transfer. And for those of you who have relatives outside, this is the time to encourage them to send funds into your account, and they can do it directly into your account. All the international money transfer organizations are there. Let them send the funds in, and please, we are sounding this caution. We know that in the midst of the excitement and the joy and the reward, there are others that would also want to take advantage of this. Ecobank will not call you and ask you to pay money for this.
Right.
Ecobank will not call you and take your card details or your Ghana card details and all that. So if anybody calls you and is requesting for these things, please do not. If you are not sure, please be quick. Just call
William Danso Abiam, Head Consumer Products. Regina Ofori, Head Digital Sales, CMB Ecobank Group Digital Marketing Lead. Thank you so much for joining us in the studio.
Thank you.
Awesome. Hey, my God. You too. So we'll take a very quick break. When we are back, we'll take you to Japan, where Nathan Obodeka had a very eye-opening conversation with a Ghanaian who's lived in Japan for 3 decades and more. What's the experience like? Hold on, we'll be back. You get to hear all of that.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
At facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
As the world is changing, you need updated skills to take advantage of all the opportunities out there today. The Ghana Skills Development Fund has already provided training for dozens of businesses over the last 2 years. And now it's your turn. With over 100 million Ghana cedis given up for skills upgrades in the formal, informal, and innovations in green technology sectors, applications are now open for the next batch. Visit www.gsdf.ctvet.gov.gh to submit concept notes between now and 14 June. And be sure to apply in the correct window to avoid disqualification. Call 0303-941-361 for more inquiries, or send an email to gsdf@ctvet.gov.gh with inquiry as the subject. The GSDF is funded by the World Bank through the International Development Association IDA, with the Commission for Technical and Vocational Education and Training (CTVET) as the implementing agency under the Ministry of Education.
So what goes into building quality structures? I mean, literally, what goes into it? Ujaf, you don't want to be sitting here somewhere worrying whether or not you did a really good job. It'd be very simple equation. If there's no diamond cement in the mix, massa, forget it. Don't start cry. Menye, diamond cement has been providing builders, block makers, and construction companies that peace of mind for years. Diamond cement is 42.5 R grade cement. Unbeatable quality made right here in Ghana. And because we have your pocket in mind, we provide 32.5 R grade so that everybody getting on. No long talk, Jack. If there's no diamond cement in the mix, don't start. Locate Diamond Cement Ghana Limited nationwide with factories in Aflao, Takrady, and Buipe, or call 0244-313-368 or 0540-111-978 or 0202-021-175. Diamond Cement, still as hard as a diamond.
Fathers have been the cornerstone of our development. Their unconditional love, support, and dedication to our well-being is unmeasured. Their guidance has shaped who we are today, and they ought to be celebrated.
This Father's Day, treat your dad to an exceptional Father's Day celebration at the serene Pajasi Valley Resort. Delight him with our exclusive room promos and exciting spa packages, ensuring he feels truly cherished. Savor a memorable Father's Day lunch.
top of the hour. Nathan Obodai is still in the studio. We're taking you to Japan. Nathan, who are we talking to? Where exactly were you for this conversation?
So I was in Tokyo. I did this interview in the lobby of the Hyatt Regency. In Tokyo. This is so I spoke to Samuel Enin, aka Nanaya Pop.
Oh, okay.
He's a businessman,
right,
in Japan.
Right,
he's lived there since 1989.
My goodness!
And he's also a radio presenter. He runs Jafrik Radio,
right,
or Jafrik radio station that serves the needs of Africans in Japan and Japanese people and all of that. So somebody, got the two of us together. Then he came to the lobby, we sat down, had a very interesting chat about his own perspectives of Japan. He's been there since 1989. So he's seen a lot of the country. So I sat down to get his impressions of the country, his thoughts on the country vis-a-vis Ghana, his home, where he comes from, and some of the things he does, and just a very general, very interesting conversation.
Let's dig in. Let's get into it.
I've been in Japan I will be 36 years.
36?
In September 15th.
36 years?
Hi.
Wow, that's a long time. That's a lifetime.
Yeah.
What brought you to Japan?
It's a long story, but long story short, my sister, who is now the Ankobia Royal Queen Mother.
Okay.
Abrewakwa the Fifth.
Okay.
Back then, she was not the Queen Mother yet. Her name is Gifty Yano.
Okay.
And she was married to a Japanese man who they came to Ghana to build the Noguchi Memorial Institute.
I see.
Yeah.
So this was a long time ago.
50s,
60s.
Maybe 1970s.
Okay, the 70s.
Early 70s,
okay.
yeah. So this guy just fell in love with my sister because my sister has very nice figure.
I see.
So. And then, he decided to marry my sister. So we were living in Medina, Old Road, taxi rank, yeah. My sister is a very famous person in Ghana.
Okay.
People know her by Gifty Black, no Legon.
Okay.
Yeah. So she was also a dancer in Legon, African Studies. My dad too was a professor at African Studies in Legon. My mom used to work at African Studies, Printing Press.
Okay.
So we are like Medina Legon people.
Okay.
So they came to Japan in 1980 something, 85, 86 or baby.
Okay.
And then they invited me to join them.
Okay.
Because I was living with Mr. Yano and my sister when I was like 11 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, this man, Onwan Oshemi, took care of me, my schooling and everything.
Wow.
That brought me here to Japan.
I see. So that's how come you found yourself here.
Yeah.
Tell me, when you first got in, I'm sure you were very young, but do you remember how life was here and what was it like for you, Ghana boy, from Legon Medina to Japan? When you got to Japan, did you come to Tokyo straight?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so from Legon Medina to Tokyo, do you remember how was it like for you initially, and how was life like in Tokyo back then?
Okay, my first time in Japan, I landed at Narita.
Okay.
It was like in the evening. I came with KLM.
Okay. You remember all of those details?
Oh, yes. It was like 3:15 or 4 o'clock in the evening. And my sister was supposed to pick me up. And I forgot to call her when I got to Amsterdam.
Wow.
So maybe do Narita be in her.
Oh, no.
And I just had an address of her house. So I have to figure myself way to her home. So I did my best. I was like 19 years old, and I figured out and I was able to go home. And when I reached home, nobody was at home.
Okay. So you had to wait?
I have to wait. I was so hungry. Wow. And I saw some Family Mart B. It's like a convenience shop. And I went there. I didn't have any Japanese yen on me. And I plead. I didn't speak any Japanese. The only Japanese I know was moshi moshi.
Moshi.
So I talked to them and then
like
hello kind of thing.
Yeah.
So they just said, okay, they understand. So I just gave them $100 to keep it, and then they just gave me some rice and chicken beef, and
you ate that. You took that.
Yeah. But life in Japan those days, everything was new to me.
Okay.
Very new, because the train system, the city itself, the cleanness of the city, the buildings and everything was so first time for me. So
it was a bit of a shock, very different from Ghana.
A cultural shock, I would say. But gradually, I got used to it. Yeah.
I see. So this was what, mid to late 80s?
This was like 1989. September.
I see. So let's say from like 1990 till 2023, you've been here. I arrived in Tokyo on Wednesday. I used the Shinkansen.
Oh,
it was a brilliant experience on the bullet train to Tokyo from Suruga.
Okay.
We came from Suruga. When I got in, I noticed how beautiful Tokyo was.
Tokyo, it's a beautiful city.
Tell me, how beautiful was Tokyo? How did it look like in 1990, just when you were settling in? How different has Tokyo evolved, or what has been the evolution of Tokyo, let's say from 1990 till today?
In Tokyo or in Japan, every year the city changes.
I see.
So since I came here, Tokyo has changed several times. It's always changing in a better way.
Okay.
The roads, the buildings, the trains, the cars, everything's changing.
We were on the train yesterday. We went to the Shinjuku station. That wonderful place with the lights, and and then we went to.
I wish I could have met you earlier. I would take you to some places that you'll be like, wow.
So you're saying every year Tokyo changes?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I mean, you've seen a lot of things happen in the last 30 plus years, right? And you've spoken about the changes. Tell me, life in Tokyo, how is it? What makes it? You tell me whether you like it or not.
I love it.
And why do you love it? What makes life here good for you?
It's so easy because the system is working. The train it's written the train will come at, let's say 1 p.m.
And 1 p.m.
And 1 p.m. the train will be there. Before 1:01, the train has to leave.
Okay.
Everything is on time. You're gonna get sick. They call an ambulance. 5-10 minutes, 10 minutes cry what? The ambulance will be there. You're gonna have a problem. You call the police. Few minutes, seconds. And one thing in Japan or in Tokyo, every area, every corner, like area.
Yeah.
For example, when I was in Medina, let's say Old Road, Taxi Rank. Taxi Rank will have a police box. Okay? New Road will have a police box.
And what is that police box?
A police station.
Okay,
it's not a station, it's a box where the police people.
Okay.
Yeah, more or less a small police.
Like a police post. That's what we call it in Ghana.
Let's say from, how do we call it? Okay, let's say from the Methodist Church or maybe the Roman Church to Pentecost Church, going to New Road, there will be one police box.
I see.
There will be about all these places and so on. There will be like fire service all over the place in case of any emergency. Boom, they will come.
Wow.
And
so the system works.
The system is working, and I've been here. Your friend is saying almost 36 years now. I've never experienced a light off.
Never. Are you sure? 36 years is a long time. I'm sure you haven't missed anything in between.
The only thing that I would say, yes, a light off, maybe there's going to be an earthquake whereby, things going to destroy. That one is okay. You understand? But pa say, you stand up or maybe a najubi swing. No.
Nothing.
Unless maybe you don't pay your light bill.
Okay.
If you don't, I've done it once. I forgot to pay my light bill. And they brought the letter, I didn't see the letter. And they have to doom it. And then even if they doom it and you call and you go to the convenience shop to
okay.
And you pay.
Yeah, that's my friend George. Okay. That's the person I came with.
And you pay no. You make a call, I've paid. They will ask you, what is your receipt number?
You mentioned.
Click, normal salmon.
Wow.
So, I mean, life is so easy. Life is so, it's so nice. No stress.
No stress. I see. I mean, when I came in here, the order. I mean, I've been to other places, and the order that exists in terms of like spatial planning, where buildings are supposed to be, they are there, routes and everything. I'm still very fascinated, right? The only thing I can say about Japan that I find, well, the food is a little difficult, but I'm sure you get used to it. What about the language?
There's no inquiry.
Yeah. How did you overcome the language barrier? Because the writing, I can see the writing is a bit of a challenge.
Yeah. Before I go to that, there's one thing I want Ghanaians to know.
Okay.
I don't, because you came here to study, so maybe you haven't been to town like daytime. Okay, you know Japan, everything is in order. If you go to the station to board a car or a train, you see people lining up.
Yes.
A line.
Yes. We noticed that even in the shops.
Yeah.
Even when you want to pay, there's a
line.
queue.
There is no bushim. There is no Madame Funintibra. No matter who you are. Even the Prime Minister, when he comes to the shop to buy something, he has to join the line. Yeah. This is something that if we can also do it,
why? What? I mean, we'll get to the language, but that aspect of Japanese culture. Why is it that they are so orderly and disciplined, and what is it about?
It's only one thing.
Where does it come from?
It's only one thing: respect. Ubu, respect. Full stop. It's a respect. He respects you, he respects me, or respecting no, or respect you. Bible say, these people are not Christians, but they are more Christians than we Christians.
They respect certain principles.
Yes,
so respect.
The principle is respect. Yeah, and when someone, have you ever entered a shop?
Yeah,
did you experience?
Yeah. As soon as you enter, they bow, they greet, konnichiwa. When you want something, you ask them, they will help. They are very, very, very respectful. Very respectful. I've noticed that. Very, very kind. And even if you give them the money, even if you don't understand the value of the coins, they'll help you. They say, no, pick that.
Yes.
Put that here. Put that here.
She won't just take one and just put it under the table. No. And one thing, one thing.
Yeah.
Top of the hour already. Says, listening in, I've lived in Japan too a little over 6 years, never experienced even a blink of the lights, let alone to witness a doomso or a doom. Amazing place to be. Several of your comments came through. Thank you. Had to cut in because it's top of hour. But then the full conversation will be on our YouTube. So check out Citi FM, our YouTube platform, and you have the full conversation there. Many, many thanks for joining us today.